Welcome to the Horror Hangout, a podcast where film fans watch the best and worst horror movies of all time and talk about them. My name is Ben Errington. Today I'm joined by regular co-host, Mr.
Andy Conduit Turner. Hello, Ben. How are you?
Hello. I'm very well. I was gonna give you like some sort of Christmas nickname, but I put myself on the spot and I couldn't think of it. Andy Conduit Tinsel.
I'll
Hello.
accept it.
You'll accept it? I like it.
Yeah.
I'm good. How are you? Are you well?
Yeah. Can't complain, Ben.
Can't complain, won't complain.
Can't
Um,
complain. When it comes to killing zombies, I remain at the absolute top of my class.
I like that. That's gonna
The
be
thing
lent
now.
on so often, and it's only going to be relevant for people who listen to last week's episode. Please listen to last week's episode. We did an in-person recording with Stu Freeman, regular guest Stu Freeman, talking about musical Christmas zombie film Anna and the Apocalypse, and it was a good time. We've been listening to the soundtrack pretty much. I don't want to say non-stop because when people say non-stop, I go, "What? You slept through left it on through the night, did you?" But I've been listening to it pretty much. I mean, it's a handful of the songs that I've gravitated towards the most, but my God, they're earworms, aren't they?
They are absolute bangers. Genuinely, I think I've enjoyed the soundtrack so much over the last week, and also reflecting on our light-hearted after a big barbecue dinner tiredness
Oh,
review,
Jesus,
how
yeah.
much actually thematically the film really plays. And it only struck me the other day, I was like, it talks about there being no such thing as a Hollywood ending, and then look how the film plays out, Ben.
Yeah,
Very smart, very
very
good.
smart. Yeah.
I
I don't recommend.
might have to add half star to that review.
Oh, yeah. I wouldn't blame you. I don't recommend having a big dinner before doing a podcast. It's not something I usually do. Although I do usually eat before we do a podcast, but never to that
Not an
degree.
XL barbecue box.
I was struggling, the meat sweats had kicked in. I was fighting for my life behind, but I was lucky because I was behind you guys, so I could have a quiet moment uh
Yeah.
to myself. Yeah. Obviously we did advertise that we were going to be joined by Liam Regan today. He can't join us for this episode, unfortunately, but he will be joining us for a future episode, probably, one of the early episodes of 2026.
Yeah, we'll get him in
So
the new year. We'll have a new episode. Obviously, the show must go on. We were hoping we could get the schedule to work, but it's a busy time of year. People got stuff going on, but he's
it is a
excited to do
busy
something
time
else.
of year.
We'll choose a suitably horrible film for him to come and join us for.
Yeah, I've got some trauma news as well to cover that involves Liam, so we'll get into that in a second, of course. But yeah, today's film is a sleazy British Christmas slasher. I watched it for the first time last year. Um, um who recommended it to us, did you say?
Now, I don't want to misname it. I'd have to go back to the tapes. I feel like it could have been Gene or someone along those
Yeah.
lines.
It was because it was around about this time of the year. I'm not sure. But yeah, someone recommended it to us and it was one where I'm like, "Oh, I'm not sure why I haven't." And it does remind me in a way of what's the New Year's Eve, right? Bloody New Year.
Bloody New Year. Boo Year's
Yeah.
Eve is our film for the
Boo
future.
Year's Eve is our film. I think there's a New Year film this on its way out, Andy. I don't know if you saw the trailer this week. I'll tell you about it in a minute. But don't be fuming. Don't be sending any cease and desists to anybody.
Well, I shan't, Ben, but my lawyers, on the other hand,
My
absolutely
lawyers,
will.
on the other hand, aren't quite as understanding as me. Me,
Yeah.
a lovely,
Fucking
understanding
wind it
soul.
in, Blumhouse.
But yeah, it reminds me of Bloody New Year's. And you know what? This type of film, this era of film, this style of film, the vibe in this film is so weird, but I can just get on board with it. Where I'm just like, it's not a time that I ever lived in, but at the same time, because we grew up in the UK, it feels ever so familiar, doesn't it? It's
It does.
I was going to say a simpler time, but not necessarily in a good way, you know? If that makes sense. It was a simpler time. You could say and do anything. Uh,
Oh,
but
yeah. You can say do anything. Also, everything was a bit horrible, and sometimes you just offend people, and then like moments later do so again, and appear to have not worked out at all.
yeah,
Especially when you tosh from the bill.
yeah. Oh, Tosh from the Bill. Yeah, it's a weird one, and I mean, I guess we'll talk about some of the making of it because there are some interesting things about it, including the director, who's in the film as well. Did you know this?
Yes, he is, isn't he? Is
Edmund
he the
Purdom, yeah. Apparently he was like, I'll only sign on for this film if I can also direct it, which I feel like is a massive like demand to make. Because I'm assuming if you've got a film and you're casting it, you've probably already got a director lined up.
Yeah, and speaking of, not his first film we've covered on the show.
Is it not? Oh,
No,
go
don't
on.
look at the wiki, Ben. Use your mind. See if you can guess.
Okay, I'm not looking at the wiki.
This we'll call this a little pre-quiz. We have
Okay.
covered. Okay, 5 points. If you can just guess in your first guess.
This is Edmund Cutler Purdom. This guy,
Yes.
Edmund Purdom. Okay, is it like an older film than 1984?
You're not going to get for full points with a guess as standard. If you
Oh,
get if you want to go for just 4 points, I will tell you the year of the other film that we've covered.
yeah. Give me the year. Give me the year.
It is a
Give me somewhere to start.
1982 film.
Oh, Jesus. Is it British? I'm assuming it is.
Uh,
Ooh,
no.
no. 1982. Bloody loads of stuff came out in 1982. Um, for some reason.
See what, if you want to go down again, I'll tell you the nationality of the film, and then your final clue is I'll tell you who was on the episode with us.
Oh, wait. So we've covered it. You said.
We've done an episode on it, yeah.
Okay, give me the nationality of the film.
The Spanish film.
It's a Spanish film. Is it? Is it a giallo? Like a weird giallo-esque
So it's a
film?
co-production between Spain, Italy, and the United
It's
States,
Nightmare
filmed
City, isn't
largely
it?
in Spain. It's not Nightmare City. Our
Oh,
guest at the time for the episode was friend of the show, Alice Taylor Matthews.
I hope he'll be friend of the show. It's Rats.
It's not Rats.
Oh, for God's sake! I should have absolutely nailed it with that. Is it Pieces? Of course.
Pieces.
Do you know what? Of course it's Pieces. For God's sake. The reason
For
being,
God's sake,
this
man.
film was marketed as like basically Pieces. No, not marketed, but I think it had like a lot of people were talking about it. This is basically Pieces, but in the UK and at
Yeah.
Christmas.
And you can see that energy throughout the film.
Oh, bloody hell! I should have known that. What's wrong with me? So he's in that film as well as
The Dean,
the
the
Dean.
crusty old Dean.
It's all coming together now, Andy. For God's sake, there's me going. Did you know that he also directed this film? Haha! Look at me. I've got all the information. Oh my God! I should have known that.
The DNA flows through these two films.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Yeah,
Like
you
it's the
can see
same
it.
the same sort of vibe. Like it's a bit sleazy, it's a bit silly. Um and all of the characters who react to these kills are kind of like a bit over the top as well, aren't they? Or just
Yeah.
like strange. Strange.
Just
They were
odd
just a
people.
bit strange.
And sometimes something really suspicious happens, which is in no way connected.
I was thinking, yeah, very suspicious. I was thinking, how many films have we had like a daytime killer chasing down a victim? Like in the daytime, especially like in the middle of London. I'm
Yeah.
just like, just like, go help me, for God's sake.
Yeah.
Someone help me.
The quiet streets of London where nobody is.
It's crazy. It's crazy. Um, Stop dressing up as Santa. I kind of like the difference in terms of a Santa slasher, where it's almost exclusively always someone dressed as Santa and killing someone. And it is linked to this as well with this film. It's very similar. Most people have got trauma from something someone dressed as Santa has done when they were a kid. But I kind of like that this film doesn't. It kind of makes more sense, doesn't it? This
He doesn't
person likes
become a
killing.
Santa. He
Doesn't
becomes
become a
quite
Santa.
anti-Santa.
He's anti-Santa, kills anyone dressed as Santa. Right, before we get into it though, I will also say the dungeon scene is the maddest, literally the maddest segue a film has ever taken with this man. And it's such a build-up to the most underwhelming kill as well, isn't it? It's such a build-up. It's literally like man running through these dungeons for ages, getting scared by different things, just gets stabbed at the end. And even have you noticed a lot of the scenes in this film like cut away maybe half a second before they should?
Yeah.
It's like they all go like,
Uh,
ah,
I mean, it could be. I mean, Pieces famously was captured under the Obscene Publications Act and was banned by Mary Whitehouse.
so this may be
Maybe,
cut down as
maybe he
well,
was hoping to
potentially.
cut it down because this came out after this, right?
It did, yeah.
Could have
What's
been
really weird
method
is
to that madness.
since we've announced that this is that we're doing this film, I've seen it absolutely everywhere. So I didn't think of it as being like a really big film at all. But Gutter Garbs have announced like a clothing, like a t-shirt and long sleeve line with the design of the poster on it. I think there's a screening happening. There's probably lots of screenings happening, but I saw it from quite a major. Let me see if I can find it. I think it was in Massachusetts because initially I was like, "Oh, is this in the UK? I'd love to go to that." Um, but yeah, is it the Brattle? The Brattle are doing like a screening of it. Oh wait, because it's linked to Vinegar Syndrome. So Vinegar Syndrome did a Blu-ray release of this film in 2022. So now they're doing at the Brattle Theatre a pop-up. It's just loading a second. A pop-up sort of event and screening of the film as well. So it's
Huge. What I'm taking from
mm,
that is not that we've got our finger on the pulse, Ben,
yeah, we have.
that the pulse has got its finger on us with the zeitgeist, mate.
We're the zeitgeist. The pulse has got its finger.
The real change makers, the movers and shakers in the movie industry are listening to a weekly episode of Horror Hangout podcast, a
This.
podcast where film fans talk the best and worst horror movies of all time. And they're going, what? What's that?
Hang on a minute.
They're doing,
Steady on.
have we got the rights to this?
Get a
Put
bloody
screening
screening
on.
out there.
Get me some merch out there. Johnson, you're on the case. Get on, get
Get a
working.
merch printed. We ain't got a design. Get it out. Friday the 12th of December, this screening is happening at Brattle Theatre in Cambridge, Massachusetts. So, well, no, we do have some American listeners. So,
The time of
you know,
release, that's tomorrow.
that's at
Get
time
yourself
of
down the
release. That's
cinema.
tomorrow. Get yourself down there and watch this bloody film. Why don't you?
Send us a
Um,
picture of you at the cinema with the
that'd be lovely.
festive cinema
I
treatment. Go
imagine
do some candy canes.
this would be a good film to watch with an audience. I feel like it
Yeah.
would get a good reaction. I enjoyed watching it with Charlie because she hadn't seen it before, so I enjoyed her kind of reactions to all
Yeah.
the various ridiculous moments, the titillation.
Did you
Let's
ask her
say.
to dress as Santa while you dress as Chris Tarrant and terrorize her later in the house?
Chris Tarrant.
Look at the picture there.
Why her dress as what are what's the killer's mask? Sort of like a clear face mask. What has that been? That's been in something before, a different slasher, isn't it? We've seen.
It's been in long-running ITV quiz show Who Wants to Be a Millionaire as the main guy's face. That's what it's been in.
Oh, I see. I see what you're doing now. Poor old Chris Tarrant. He does look a little bit like. I feel like this is definitely one of those slashers as well, where it was pretty obvious who the killer was from the word go, and it didn't
Well,
sort of
that's
switch up on that at all, did it?
is that Sinister Man? Yes.
Is it that sinister old fella over there? Yes, it is. Okay, so obviously we'll get into Don't Open Till Christmas, and we'll be spoiling all of this no, 40. God, Jesus. I've done that thing again, which unfortunately all millennials do, which is think the
The
80s.
90s was 10 years ago.
I think the 80s was 20 years ago, or the 90s was 10 years ago. Yeah, time basically stopped over the millennium. The millennium bug
They fixed the Millennium Bug in the computers, but not in our hearts.
or brains. I've got a bloody bug in my brain, mate. A millennium bug. Okay, so a little bit of news before we get into anything else. So I said that we had some trauma themed news. It links to Liam and Refuse Films. Obviously, he's a producer at Refuse Films, and he's directed a couple of films as well. Obviously, under that banner, and he's an alumni of Trauma. So very exciting news. Lloyd Kaufman is coming back to the UK for the first time in 5 years for Get Traumatized, where there will be screenings of trauma movies followed by, I guess, meet and greets and panels, and I guess like a talk after the film as well. We've got Friday the 16th of January, Terra Firma screening at the London Genesis Cinema, Saturday the 17th of January, Poultrygeist Night of the Chicken Dead at Sheffield Delight Cinema. And listen to this, Andy. Sunday the 18th of January, Tromeo and Juliet at Bristol the Cube.
Or are you
You
going to
know what
go
that
to
means.
Bristol the Cube?
I've already received an inbox from Mr. John Crinnan saying, do you want to go to Tromeo and Juliet at Bristol? I think he's coming all the way down for it. So I was like, hell yes. So, looking forward to that. I've actually never seen Romeo and Juliet, so I'm going to save it for that because of
Watch
course
it
I am.
live.
Watch it live.
Brilliant.
My
And
reaction for the
then
first time. Lloyd Kaufman as well.
I mean, it's brilliant to see Lloyd Kaufman speak about the movies. I've heard him at the Starburst Film Festival a couple of
Yeah,
years
of
ago,
course. You mentioned that
few
just
years
last.
ago.
Did you mention that last week? Maybe the
Yeah, I
week
think so.
before?
Quite recently,
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
brilliant. Romeo and Juliet. I mean, are we working out our January schedule live there? Are we gonna do a
I
Romeo and
think we
Juliet
should. Yeah,
episode?
let's do it. Let's do it. Let's chuck that in there. We've got a couple of January ideas already, but I think that makes total sense to do that. Maybe John Crennan can join us for that episode as well. We'll get 2 months in a row with Mr. John Crennan.
Oh, Liam's
That
looking for
would
a
be
backup
delightful.
film,
Oh
maybe.
my God, yeah. It's all happening, mate. Well, it's good to keep your options open, isn't it? All right. That's good to keep your options open. I like to do that. Um,
Well,
yeah,
what a
so
time.
if anyone wants to attend any of those events, tickets are now on sale at refusetickets.com. Go and get involved. I may or may not already have purchased a ticket
Well,
for
well,
that
well.
event. Looking forward to it. How
And
exciting.
Liam's venture, Refuse Films, are also doing a lot of wonderful releases. I happen to have a lovely copy of not a Troma movie, but one of my favorites, Frankenhooker, the special
Oh.
edition release
Oh,
on
wait, yeah, of
pre-order.
course. They only recently announced that, right? And you pre-ordered
Yeah,
it.
yeah, yeah, quite recently.
Yeah.
Yeah, they've got some really cool looking special editions coming out, and as one of my enduring favorites, I couldn't resist getting a
Yeah, I
special
feel like
edition
that
of
might
that.
be something I need to own as well. Frankenhooker.
Yeah.
I think
I've
it's
been
just
I've been filling some of the gaps on my Epic shelf, but I'm not one for keeping everything in physical media. I think you can afford to let some things go out of your life. But Frankenhooker was on there, and as I sent you a picture the other day, I did also, while doing a little bit of Christmas shopping, get a little Christmas present from me to me, a physical copy of Tammy and the T-Rex as well.
ah, you deserve it, mate.
I
You really
do.
do.
I've worked really hard this year.
You've worked impeccably hard. Okay, so that's exciting, of course. Um, we had a couple of trailers this week. I will talk about the big one, Ready or Not 2, Here I Come. I think it's the biggest trailer release from Searchlight Pictures ever. It's already broken records for how many people have watched it online. And of course, it we get Samara Weaving, but also we get some other iconic horror alumni, including Catherine Newton, who obviously is in Abigail, and Lisa Frankenstein, Sarah Michelle Gellar. Don't need to tell you what she's been in. Elijah Wood and David Cronenberg's in it too. And the official synopsis is moments after surviving an all-out attack from the Lidomus family. Moments. Grace discovers she's reached the next level of the nightmarish game, and this time, with her estranged sister Faith at her side, she has one chance to survive, keep her sister alive, and claim the high seat of the council that controls the world. Four rival families are hunting her for the throne, and whoever wins rules all. So, are we supposed to think that literally moments when she's covered in blood, lighting a cigarette at the end of Ready or Not, and going, "Phew, that was intense." Immediately, it kicks on. I feel
Yeah.
like you got to have a break and get a bit of grub down you because you ain't gonna have any energy for anything. She's already lost a bit of blood, probably.
It's a wedding day as well. That's already a tiring day. Remember your wedding day, Ben? Bet you were pooped.
Incredibly pooped. I'm assuming. So Catherine Newton just turns up late. The strange sister. All right, I'm here.
I'm guessing she was at. No, she's an estranged sister, so maybe
Yeah.
she was in the area
Uh,
because of the wedding.
and then she's turned up and gone. Look. Sorry, I'm late. And it's a big old level. It's basically level two, isn't it? It's
Yeah,
level two of the game.
yeah. It's one of those. It's one of those films like Ready or Not, Two, Here I Come, whichever wherever the number goes
Yeah.
in that in that
I'm
place
glad
there.
that's the title of it because I feel like sometimes films either purposely don't do that when they should, like Now You See Me, Now You Don't, right?
I don't believe they've done that for the third one, and not the second one. That is,
Yeah, they've done it for number three, haven't they? Yeah.
yeah,
Number two was called Now You See Me Too.
yeah. Now you see, that should have been called Now You Don't, and then this one could have been called Now You Three Me. To be honest.
Now you free me. Uh, yeah. So I'm glad this film's done that. Does it need a two? Probably not. But I guess it's for people. We're doing that
But
thing again
don't
where
want to get confused between the Fugees song.
don't want to get confused, but we're doing that thing where we adjust titles for the like 2% of the population who would
We're
be interested
stupid.
in this film, but also have no idea about the first one. Like when we've already mentioned it. I think we mentioned this last week in person, Andy, when they changed Avengers to Avengers Assemble because people would turn up and
Especially in this country. You imagine.
Oh
Talk about the
yeah.
weather all the time anyway.
Always talking about the weather, yeah. So yeah, we got a trailer for that. There's also a trailer for, and again, cease and desist, Andy. New Fear's Eve. A New
Okay, as long
Year's
as that's the title they're going.
yeah. A New Year's Eve slasher on the way from Jeffrey Reddick. And we got a Red Band trailer. When three co-workers are forced to host a company's annual New Year's Eve party, they are not prepared for an unexpected guest, a serial killer dubbed the Doctor. He looks like a plague doctor who targets the party and turns the night of celebration into a bloodbath and a fight for survival. I say there's a lot of pressure on with New Year's Eve, isn't there? There's a lot of pressure to do
It is.
something
If it's not the
interesting.
if it's not the best night of your life's ruined. I remember many like my prevailing memories of New Year's Eves are like walking home drunk and just loads of people just crying in the streets
Yeah, yeah, and that's just
because the
exactly what it is.
littlest thing has gone wrong, and at that age and with that much drink down you and those other all the other
Oh
factors, the
God,
pressure
yeah.
that's built up on New Year's Eve, just it is a recipe for
If you're walk,
at best disappointment, at worst absolute life destroying
yeah.
like
I used
catastrophe.
to. I mean, it's my birthday as well on New Year's Eve, so like I feel like the pressure is double because you're like New Year's Eve and it's your birthday. You must go mental on your birthday. Yeah. just just going absolutely ape shit, just running around doing drop kicks on everyone. No, no. I've got to that point where I've gone. I used to host. I used to go, I'm gonna have a little party at my house. It's great. Now I'm just like, I've almost got an excuse now. So it's like, what are you doing for New Year's Eve? Doing anything
That's
special? I
my
go,
birthday.
it's my birthday and it's my wife's birthday as well. So together, as we share a birthday, we got to just chill and just hang out together, haven't we?
You've just got to do the things that only we want to do.
Yeah, exactly. Which is usually these days, have a Nando's and then struggle to stay awake for 12 o'clock.
Yeah. And you'll
Never,
say that to everyone
never
that
the
asks you, right?
hootenanny.
Like your mom, your family, your own daughter. What are you doing for New Year's Eve, Dad? So that without you. Leave me alone. It's my birthday.
Something without you. It's my bloody birthday. Leave me alone. How do you feel usually when a new year starts as well? Because I feel like it's always such a weird feeling. Like you literally wake up on the first of January and you go, "Oh, this again,
Yeah.
all over again." But yeah, how does this slasher sound to you?
I'm on board. I love a slasher at the best of times. A plague doctor slasher, I feel, lives in a weird liminal space where it's a really good it's a really good look. It's a really iconic silhouette. And actually I don't know
Hmm.
by name of it being used in any other notable slashers. But at the same time, it feels like the Plague Doctor aesthetic has appeared in lots of things that didn't really hit. It's been
Hmm.
used in a lot of things, so I feel like it is in some ways overused, but in many ways hasn't really landed at anyone. Could this be the one that does it? Maybe.
Hmm.
In future, when we're seeing a Plague Doctor, we'll be saying, that's bloody new Fear's Eve.
He's got a bloody New Fear's Eve in it. Don't you mean a plague doctor? Excuse me, I've never heard of that.
I've never heard of that before.
Never
Yeah.
heard of it. Um, yes, we got that. I don't know. Did you also see some gaming news? A gaming leak reveal? Of course you saw it. I
I did
bloody
see a little
messaged
bit of a
you.
gaming leak
I
reveal, yeah,
messaged you,
about
didn't I?
Leon Sexy Kennedy.
Much, he's been rumored for a long time. Is the Game Awards tomorrow on the 11th of December, where we expect to see some more about Resident Evil 9, Resident Evil Requiem, potentially a trailer. Sorry, potentially another trailer, potentially the reveal of a playable demo. But there has been some cover art that is on the PlayStation Store for when you apparently try to purchase a version of the game, where for the first time we see a weathered looking older Leon S. Kennedy wearing the same leather jacket. I wonder if it's exactly the same one or whether it's a Trigger in his broom scenario where he's like got the lining replaced and then
And I mean, I guess he does strike me as someone who would.
not that I want to see loads, but I feel like it's very samey. Also, with the 30th anniversary, they've not kind of like dialed up the promotion around the whole franchise. They've kind of just been talking about this game. But the thought of Leon Kennedy potentially going back to Raccoon City. Nostalgia of seeing him in some of the same locations, but obviously after a nuclear blast has gone off. I'm super excited now. Now I know. I'm like, okay. I mean, it's not like I want him to be the main playable character. Is he going to be is he going to be the main character in a section of the game? I don't know. I'm excited though.
in some time, and given how much focus on leaving Raccoon City is in Jill's story in Resident Evil 3,
Mm.
would I find it more meaningful that she
Back to Raccoon City as well, isn't it?
bring them all back, or of course, everyone's favorite character, notable and nuanced, detailed character with a lot of backstory.
Because can you imagine? Like, imagine Leon goes back to Raccoon City and I don't know, maybe starts reliving certain moments, or he's having some sort of mental episode
It's like
where
us every time one of those films come out. He's living our life. Oh, this is a bit like a thing I remember, but not as nice.
Oh God. Yeah, that's basically it. But looking forward to it. What was it? February? February, I think is out. So
Yeah, pretty soon, isn't it?
February the 27th. So yeah, let's do it. Well, talking about Resident Evil as well. There have been some shots of the sets for the Zach Kreger Resident Evil movie. Snowy and bloody. It looks like we see from the street scenes that I think they're filming in Czech Republic, in maybe in
Village
Prague.
then.
Bloody Vitch. That's all I got for news. Unless you got anything else worth
Couple of bits, Ben. Let's
mentioning.
talk about the wider world. We know that, because we need to speak up for a horror legend here. We know that our old mate Quentin Tarantino's been on. He's got a new film to promote, hasn't he? So there's a
He's got a new
special
film
double.
where he's just got two of his old films and glued them together.
Yeah. So because of that, also doesn't count as his 10th film. So he can still keep his promise that he's going to make 10 films in his career, and this isn't it. Um, but he was slagging off your best mate, Matthew Lillard, wasn't he?
Yeah, I don't know what he's trying to achieve with this. Obviously, it's Paul Dano, Matthew Lillard, and Owen Wilson as well. All got in the firing line from Quentin. Um, I don't know what it is. Because what's it going to do other than like piss people off or like make or make like actors who are working and do have fans feel like shit, really. I think Matthew Lillard's already come out, hasn't he, and said it
So
makes me feel a bit
looks a
makes me
little
feel
bit
a bit
bad.
shit.
And also, famously, by all accounts, a very nice man.
Yeah. I think unless it's some elaborate promotional tool for like a film he's got coming out and these are the main three actors in it, I think, come on, just give it a rest. I mean, I don't know. We obviously probably mentioned certain people that we don't like on this show, but first of all, we're not trying to be negative. We're critics at heart, I guess.
I mean, I'm sometimes trying to be negative. If someone's a piece of shit, I think there's a difference
Oh, if someone's a
between.
piece of shit,
I think
absolutely.
someone's saying, "Oh, I think that you should probably date age appropriately and are, and by all accounts, a bit of a tool
Oh,
on
yeah, that's
set rather
fine.
than I hear."
Yeah, but if you
But
just say, I don't
I
like
don't
their
think we ever
face.
go. I don't think we any go. I don't think we, even as people who don't have an industry face and have to work with these people and possibly bump into them in the supermarket. And then we go, well, you're shit at your job, aren't you? Like, I don't think we'd ever go that things can be not for you. And I think particularly when you have a great degree of industry power and so on, like you
Yeah.
can afford to be a little bit kinder to people. But also, let's throw out some journalism here. I mean, I even think about this. We'll be doing our films of the year in a couple of episodes' time.
Yeah.
I don't really have any interest. I mean, maybe we sometimes talk about a film we were disappointed in, but
Yeah.
that's as close to negative as we
We
get.
definitely don't go for worst of the year. Is that what you're trying to
Yeah,
say?
I don't think we ever pull out worst of the year. And when I don't know what the journalistic obsession is with doing that, like not only picking your favorite things and talking about them, but why use the energy
Yeah.
talking about a thing that you didn't like. We've covered films that I haven't enjoyed for some reasons, and we can talk about what we didn't enjoy about them, but we never really purposefully, even a comparatively tiny outfit to what this was, would
Mm.
go out of our way to say the worst people or the worst actors or the worst directors or the worst of anything, because if you don't like something, you don't need to talk about it. You
Yeah.
can learn something's bad and then give that review when you're doing something as a weekly output, but why specifically like put some time into curating your
Yeah.
worst list?
Why launch it, bloody Paul Dane? I mean, they're all good in their own way, aren't they? Like I understand it. Like directors probably don't have actors the type of actor that they would want to work with just because they're like, well, they wouldn't really suit the films I make or whatever like that. But actors. I think Paul Dano's a weird. Is it Paul Dano or Paul Dano?
I think it's
I
Dano,
think
but
he's
I
just a
don't know.
weird one. He's just like there's something about his energy which is like a little bit unnerving, and I think that lends itself a lot to films. The Batman, Prisoners, for example. Obviously, There Will Be Blood, where you're a bit like, what's he up to, eh? What's he playing at? Owen Wilson, you know, Owen Wilson. We've all got a favorite Owen Wilson film, haven't we? Zoolander, probably. He's probably the best in
Uh,
Hansel.
is it Zoolander? Maybe. I
Yeah.
like him as
Wedding
the wee
Crashers.
cowboy in Night at the Museum.
Oh yeah. But you're entitled to have actors you like and dislike. But I guess if you're a major Hollywood actor, because some of these actors probably dream of working with Quentin Tarantino. I saw an interview this week with R. Pats and Jennifer Lawrence, and she was like, "I'd love to work with Christopher Nolan. Get him to give me a call. R. Pats, would you?" And he's like, "Yeah, he is great." So these people might have long term goals of like working with directors, and if they just out and out come out and say this person's shit, like it's just not gonna feel good for them, is it?
Yeah. And then the other bit of news was we can talk about everyone's favorite topic, good old corporate synergies.
Oh
So
yeah,
although it may not
of
happen
course.
because there's all sorts of other machinations going on behind the scenes which may prevent it from going through, but the big announcement that Warner Brothers, with lots of very relevant horror properties, old Pennywise would be one of them then.
Yeah.
Jason as well, I believe, would be under the same umbrella, owned by Warner Brothers
Hmm.
currently. I know that's a complicated matter, but would effectively, if this deal goes through, all be owned by Netflix. What are your feelings on this?
I mean, yeah. I mean, as long as it doesn't affect, I think they came out and said it's not going to affect um the way films are released in theaters. It's not like suddenly they're going to go, the cinema's dead. Now everyone's watching everything from home, which I think is the only thing I kind of worry about. I
I
guess
mean, they
is
did
when we get to
say,
that point.
I think the exact wording around that was, we'll definitely still support cinema releases, but we're going to have more consumer-friendly exclusivity windows, which I imagine will be a day.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah,
I
yeah.
don't know. I think in any cases, I don't know. I'm not going to say I've matured or become wiser over the years. I think in the old days of fan casting comic book movies, even before we got the Avengers, I remember thinking like, well, if Disney were to get hold of the or if Marvel were to get hold of the rest of their properties, then the X-Men could be in this stuff. But once the reality of that has started sinking in, I am acutely aware of we're reaching a tipping point where, with more monopolies in play, the very affordable streaming services that we used to have are increasingly
Yeah.
becoming reasonably expensive
Well, that's the thing, isn't it?
items.
Like Netflix going, "Oh, what's that? We're gonna go buy Warner Brothers. Don't you dare give your password to your mum.
Yeah, don't give your password to your mom,
Won't
and
come for
actually,
you."
we have to send you like well, because of our investment to quality and the rising costs of everything, we do need to increase your subscription. Don't worry, you can still have a cheap subscription if you want to put up with ads on our service and it be in like things that will give you macular degeneration because it's in such a low video format. Like it is like I think when you've got 83 billion to spend on, let's be very honest, buying out a rival,
Yeah.
then you
Is
could
that how
probably
much it
afford,
was?
yeah, 83 billion dollars. If you've got
Jesus.
83 billion dollars to buy out your competition, I think you could maybe tank just saying, "Hey, guess what? We're doing really well. Um, we're taking the fees down," or something consumer focused, like let's say, for example, I'm not trying to solve all their problems, Ben, but what if your subscription fee went down for like a loyalty thing, and it was like, "Oh, congratulations, Ben, you've been a Netflix member for 5 years, actually you qualify for
£5.
permanently your monthly fee has gone down by a fiver now. But if you quit for a month, I'm afraid that does reset.
Yeah.
Now that's an
I
investment
mean,
you
that would
can
make
jump
people
on
want to be
board with.
more loyal to it as well, wouldn't it?
Yeah, because right
It
now
would
I
seem
think
pretty
I've reached
good.
the tipping point with the subscription services. Like, you know what? I'll tank the admin, lads. I will drop off when you've got nothing I care about watching and rejoin when you have got something.
Yeah, because I do feel a bit like that. I think Netflix is maybe the streaming service I use the least. I reckon it is
You love a
because
documentary though, Ben.
I feel like even a documentary, like a lot of their documentaries are kind of like true crime or celebrity based, and that's stuff that maybe I don't watch as much.
Yeah.
Um, I reckon there's probably genuinely 4 or 5 things a year that are Netflix exclusive that I seek out and watch. Everything else is kind of like it just happens to be on there. So
You could like get them front loaded, get on 1 month and just do this. I think we are reaching a point we should have some very serious discussions about what are these organizations doing that actually earns your loyalty rather than basically playing a business model which is
mm,
let's not piss you off so much that you cancel, but like if it's just not quite too annoyingly expensive
mm,
and we don't make it quite so difficult, then you probably just will let it slide. But
mm.
yeah, I think they need to probably do these things. I mean, I'm interested to see how this shakes out, and I'm also reflecting on what we've seen in the last year or so. I would say the last maybe approaching the last 3 or 4 years now. I would say I've primarily been disappointed by most of the big IP stuff I've seen coming out, and my favorite films have been smaller,
Yeah.
independent, new ideas. The only exception of that one is maybe Godzilla minus one, which obviously is a titanically long running and recognizable franchise, but was made for a fraction of a Hollywood budget by
Mm.
a Japanese. These things getting funded and getting commissioned with, I see your idea. Can you make that a new Conjuring film for me? Thanks.
Yeah, I saw something recently where someone said, "Oh, have there been any iconic new IP characters to the level of like, I don't know, Jack Sparrow, recognizable character? What
Catching it yet?
Yeah, yeah, I know what you mean. And I guess like I'll have something to say in a moment when I talk about Stranger Things and Welcome to Derry. The
On that note,
importance
Ben,
of
why don't you continue and tell us about those
Okay,
things
why not?
right now? I'm going to lean back and listen.
Okay, so in terms of what we've been watching, I think last week I'd seen a couple of Stranger Things episodes. Now I've watched all four from season five, volume one. And I'm also bang up to speed with Welcome to Derry, up to episode 7. Overall, Stranger Things, I'm definitely disappointed by it so far. I know a lot of people have had good things to say. I feel like the time between the last season and this season has really impacted my interest in this series. I really needed that recap. I could have gone and watched season 4 again, but I didn't really fancy doing
Who's
that.
got time to watch anything again in this day and
Who's
age,
got
Ben?
time to watch anything again? So I think overall disappointed. Um, Too many like subplots, a lot of character arcs have that have been that have been really worked on well in previous seasons that now feel like they've just like lost all momentum. Like I'm talking about people like Dustin. I mean, 11. I feel like 11's best work was in series 3 when she was like discovering how to be a kid, and now she's kind of just like a personality vacuum, super powered, whatever. Hopper, in a way, like he's acting like military trained now, when really he was just a police officer, wasn't he? Joyce, one of the probably the most interesting characters. I love Joyce. Love Joyce. Kind of like just there saying a few things. There's so much exposition. There's so many scenes where everyone just stands around in a circle saying things over and over again. I don't really get why Vecna is still alive after what happened
Which
in
they
the last
defeated me.
series. I don't really get it. I don't really think it's earned. I feel like it's hit a bit of a roadblock it feels like what they're now doing is go, right, we've got a fast track to as big a finale as possible. which unfortunately means some characters are going to have little to nothing to do. Lucas, Mike, even Steve to a degree. So I still like the aesthetic. I still enjoy the aesthetic, but I think overall, in terms of story, I think we've really, really ran out of directions for it to go.
Are they
Even
doing
Linda
a? Are they Halloween ends in you, Ben?
yeah, a little bit. Even Linda Hamilton, who turns up and she's like, I don't know, a new big bad. I'm a bit like, but why? Why are you here? There's been 4 series of this. Where have you been during this time? I don't believe that she's suddenly the next level of big bad, Um,
Can you do me a little recap, Ben? So, as I recall,
that's no point. I'm not gonna be able to do it because I'm
it's a big point. How did Vecna get defeated last time? He fucked up Max, and then did he get pushed into a portal or
something like
something?
that. There's a lot of the thing is, and I mentioned this before about plot armor, didn't I? A lot of these characters who have superpowers or some sort of superpower, whether it's in the real world or it's in the upside down or it's in their heads. That's how you defeat these main characters. There's not really any real threat anymore because these characters can just point, have a nosebleed, and destroy things. And I've liked it up to a point. I feel like we really, really hit the peak with season 3. I think season 4 had a lot of good stuff. I think Eddie in the Upside Down playing Master of Puppets is up there with like the coolest TV moments in years. But I even feel like killing off Eddie was a bad idea because it's lost all impact now because so much time's gone by. It's like, and he was only introduced in series 4 as
Last
well. So it's
series, yeah.
like, why introduce him and killing him off? Like he's a great character. Um, so yeah, overall, but I will say what Stranger Things does badly, I think Welcome to Derry has been really good at doing a lot of stuff, and it's not perfect. It's not
Having
perfect.
children played by children, is that your main? Is
Having
that your main?
get children played by children, right? That's what I want. Children played by children on bloody TV.
Children being children, not
Yeah,
people who are married, have their children of their own,
I feel like it's
putting a
sat
baseball cap on
what
like
like
Jigsaw.
Jigsaw. It sat out its stall quite easily where it went, look, nothing's off limits. These people can die. That person can die. Um, Pennywise is a horrible bastard. The sort of subplot of the military looking, this is a spoiler, of course, minor spoiler. The subplot of like the military looking for Pennywise to use him in some way or use it in some way
Against the Soviets.
sounded mental originally. And when I first read the plot thing, I was like, what on earth? But I feel like they've done it. They've done it really well. It's not as straightforward as we expect. It's not just they want to use it against the Soviets. Dick Halloran being involved is great. I think that adds so much to it. Um, and honestly, we've got to the point of episode 7 now where we're finally going properly fleshing out the origin of Pennywise or this iteration of the being of Pennywise, how he took this, how it took this form, and it is really interesting. And just gives you so much more, and there's a lot of like there's so many heartfelt moments in this that feel again genuinely earned, even if like characters have only just started getting connection in the last 2 or 3 episodes. It's really believable. It's really good. The effects are great. I think I'm glad they kept Pennywise in the shadows for a while now. Bill Skarsgård is kind of doing his thing over and over again, but having a lot of fun with it. Some of the visuals are so good. Like we think about iconic Pennywise visuals from the 1990 miniseries and the chapter 1, chapter 2 films. We're getting loads of new ones in it. Welcome to Derry. It again is a bit of a plot hole, but it kind of fills it by saying you're just very forgetful in Derry. Because I'm like, how's no one remembering this all happening? Then this is mad. But then it kind of fits it. And I think is it Andy Machete who directed the movies? He's involved obviously with the TV show as well.
Yeah.
There was an episode directed by no wait no I'm getting confused with Stranger Things. Ignore that. Um, he's apparently got Stephen King a fast track to Stephen King to ask him if I did this, does this sound right in the lore of it? So I think that's pretty cool as well. Um, and I don't know it's easy to say because this is season 1 and Stranger Things has done 5 series, but I feel like it feels infinitely better to me.
Yeah. Okay, I'm enjoying it. I'm one behind you. I haven't seen this week's yet. I've
Yeah.
seen up to six then, I guess. But there's been some really good stuff in it. There's been some good scares.
Mm.
There's been some really good character moments. You know, the rug pull we get at the end of even the first episode I thought was really quite interesting. I
Yeah,
think it's
yeah,
one of
yeah.
those, it's getting a much like Peacemaker and so on, it's getting a fairly iconic title sequence, right?
Oh yeah. It's a
Yeah,
great another earworm. Talking of earworms, it's
yeah,
another earworm.
good little title sequence. Seen loads of dub videos of people doing some
Yeah.
cool dancing to it. Yeah, I've been enjoying this. The one thing I would say about these things, Hollywood, you media men, you corporate bods, chill out. Don't go in with a 5 season plan.
Yeah.
If this is the best single season of TV that you do, and it doesn't warrant a second one, or it's a 2 season plan,
It doesn't really make sense if there would be more anyway, because surely by the time Pennywise goes back to sleep, 27 years later is the first instance of the Losers Club. So,
and you have a fairly recent film
yeah.
about that, so either go forward, do another one,
Or go backwards.
even more, yeah,
What was Pennywise doing in a bloody Viking times?
or do it, or do if you're creating this shared fictional universe,
Yeah.
give us give us a new Shining, maybe with a director who is
And
renowned for being dead nice.
I tell you what though, I mean this kind of like combination, it makes me want to go and actually watch Castle Rock because I never ever committed to that. I watched a
Me
bit.
either. I'd like to watch that
But this
maybe.
shared universe stuff is great because it doesn't go, hey, it's him from this. Remember that? He's gonna do and say all the things you remember him doing. He's gonna have a catchphrase. He's gonna do... It kind of just has this
It's
character
me,
in this world.
Pennywise.
And
Yeah.
I appreciate it because I feel like that's what the Dark Tower did. The Dark Tower did, had Father Caloran from Pet Cemetery was in it, and I feel like it was just like, yeah, this character is in this world. That's it. Now let's see how it pans out. It doesn't get bogged down with like trying to link too many things like in a Marvel way, I guess. You know what I
Yeah.
mean?
Yeah. We could yeah. I mean, it's not too late, Ben. What could be happen? Pennywise could be about to win in this end of this year, then like a Langolier could come and bite his hand off or something like that. Who knows?
Yeah,
Big
exactly.
3D vector-based Pac-Man just come and like eat him.
But I just feel like with someone like Pennywise, I think it's infinite what you can do with this character. And I've been going down rabbit holes on TikTok and YouTube, watching things, people with theories about Pennywise and, what's from the novel that they haven't done yet and what's this and that. I just feel like Vecna's very one dimensional. Like, looks cool, but what's he want, really? Like, what's his bloody problem?
I mean, Stranger Things is a really interesting concept. You know what? People, I think, do gravitate to the D&D elements of it. You should have gone to
Yeah,
see Dungeons and Dragons, and we'd have got a sequel to that because that was good.
yeah. I
Honor
think the
Amongst
D&D
Thieves,
elements are cool, aren't they? Yeah.
or do as a you know get a beloved kids series and do that Dungeons and Dragons series again, where they proper go on a fairground ride and they
Yeah,
go into Dungeons and Dragons, right? And you just do a mad little adventure. Give me a series of that. That'd be fun. It's been a
hell yeah,
series that's dormant for eternity. You could put some
definitely.
horror elements in there. I wanted to ask you a quick Stephen King question, Ben, then we can move on. But
Hmm.
so we talked about other adaptations. So this creative team, Andy Machete and the rest of the crew, they've done such wonders with it. Gun to your head, gun to your balls. You have to pick one Stephen King thing that you'd like to see adapted by this team for a new era.
It's difficult, isn't it? Because I do want the Dark Tower like a big sprawling TV show with everything from the books included, not just like what they did with the movie adaptation, which was just like mostly like a part of the second book with a mention about the first book. I would like that. That's what I want, number one. And I know that we've got what's his name involved with that, Mike Flanagan, with
Okay.
potentially a Dark Tower. Andy Machete, I don't think probably would be the right choice for a Stephen King adaptation of that. I feel like he's good with like these kind of just like the monsters and the kid sort of stuff. So what kind of I don't know, it's a really difficult question. It is. Because what haven't we got? What do we want a remake of? Anything?
Right. I'm going to throw out my answers for you, Ben.
Okay, do it, do it. Sorry.
Not just asking you a question so I can answer, but I've thought of them. Your methodology has inspired me based on the exact qualities that you say they're good at. Andy Machete, Dreamcatcher.
Yeah, yeah, that would be good. Dreamcatcher,
And
definitely.
then now you've mentioned the Flan Man himself. Give him a
The fl-
series. The man that was knocking out great dialogue, great slow creeping horror. Give that man a 10-part Tommyknockers series.
oh God, yeah. That might be the answer, you know. Now you've said it, that might be because the thing is, it's not like we're in a world where we go, "Oh, I'd love this to be adapted." So many things have been adapted already and are getting remade, or things like that.
Remake the things that weren't very well
What
received.
did you
Like,
think about the
yeah,
Dreamcatcher film?
it's been a long time since I've seen it. I mean, it
Yeah, me
does
too.
have personal hero Thomas Jane in it, but
Yeah.
unless he's done something crook, which I didn't know about that case, I never liked him. But um, yeah, like I haven't seen it for a long time. Maybe we'll get that on the film list, mate, and we could revisit that world of shit weasels.
Yeah,
Um,
absolutely.
but yeah,
Absolutely.
the Tommyknockers, I think Mike Flanagan, we've seen him do wonderful things with the supernatural and ghosts and things like that. Give him a bloody space aliens to
Yeah,
deal
yeah.
with.
Yeah,
And all the creepy
exactly.
things because there's such a subtlety in some of the things happening before it's a big reveal that it is a big old alien in a spaceship. You know, the bit with the dollies that get the
Mm.
policewoman, the other characters that aren't so affected, like
Bloody
slowly but surely
dollies.
being disappeared.
Yeah, that
Um,
sounds great.
and the and like, we've seen what he's done with characters like Luke in Haunting of Hill House. Like the almost sort of drug addicted personalities and the physical changes that go through the people that are digging up that alien spaceship in those woods. I
Yeah.
think he could do wonders with it.
Mm.
Netflix, in a world where I've just announced that I'm going to be less loyal to your products,
Yeah,
that'd sign me up for another month. That'd keep me around.
definitely. Yeah. Yeah, but I think genuinely, like, that's a great idea. But the Dark Tower is the stuff for me. I feel like, especially that with like Wicked being out as well. There are parallels between the Dark Tower and the Wizard of Oz, particularly in book maybe the end of book three and book four, Wizard and Glass. Um, Randall Flagg as well. Like Randall Flagg, we've seen him in The Stand. Uh, that had a fairly recent series, didn't it, with one of the Skarsgårds as well. Um, yeah, I think it's ripe for the picking with so many cool things, that I'm so surprised that we haven't got more, especially with I sat in a cinema recently and like every trailer was for a Stephen King adaptation. It was like The
Yeah.
Running Man, The Long Walk, all these things. I'm like looking around going, am I mad? Why haven't we got The Dark Tower everything? Because I feel like it would be so so good. Um, but yeah, that's just me. I do want to rewatch Dreamcatcher now. It was a big old box office bomb, wasn't it?
Yeah, I don't think it did so well at the time.
No.
Um, and I do, as I recall, I believe one of the final heroic lines was a shout out to Scooby Doo.
What? Raggy?
No, I think he does say Scooby Dooby Doo.
Where
Where
are
are you?
you?
We've got some work to do now. And then he does a big win against the aliens.
Jesus Christ. I'll mention just two other things I've seen real quickly before we move on. I saw a movie called Man Finds Tape, which is a found footage film that
That's good.
has been doing the rounds a little bit. So it's kind of like a guy and he just finds this series of like video clips. Some videos got like left of him, and he's kind of like just basically unraveling this secret that is overtaking a small Texas town. I think the setup was interesting. Some of the editing techniques were pretty good, like to show text messages or phone calls and various things like that. Quite
Oh, I
unique.
love a fun tech interface in a movie, Ben.
Yeah, but I will say the overall central plot and reveal I found a little bit underwhelming because I feel like it started off. It felt like very X Files. We're like, what's bloody going on here? Then there's a particular piece of footage where um it's like a small town, but like the high street of a small town, and
Mhm.
everybody in the town like stops dead, at the same time and like everyone puts their heads
Doing a
down.
TikTok challenge, seeing how long
Doing
you can stand still for.
they're doing a bloody wait, what are they called?
The time stop challenge.
Yeah, they're doing that. But like, that's interesting. Like, what's going on here? Then what could it be? And I feel like the way when it was revealed, I was a bit like, ah, well, okay, it's not great, but still, it is very even that is very X Files. It feels like it could easily be an X Files episode.
Added it to
The
my watch list, Ben.
Man Finds Tape, yeah, and then I finally got around to watching Queens of the Dead. So this is obviously the Tina Romero directed zombie apocalypse, drag queens, club kids, frenemies, all teaming up against the undead. And you know what? This was a lot of fun. It was very unique. I feel like, it didn't just go, I'm going to do exactly the rules of zombies that George A. Romero did. There's a Tom Savini cameo to be expected.
Mhm.
George A. Romero gets name dropped in the film. Interesting, but some of the cast, Katie O'Brien in particular as Dre. Um, who else we've got? Is it Margaret Cho? She's a lot of fun in this as well. Jack Haven's really good. There's there's a great line about an axe wound, which but honestly, it's a lot of fun. It's very camp, it's very over the top, but incredibly enjoyable. So I mean, it might. I'm not entirely sure, but it might threaten my top 10 of the year list.
Oh my goodness, Ben. At this late hour, slid under the
This,
door.
well, because this is the thing, right? There's a few that I need to still see.
Ugly
Uh,
Stepsisters on both of our lists. We got to get it
Ugly
done.
Stepsister, Luc Besson's Dracula. That's one of them as well. As long as I get to watch those two, then I might be in a good place to make a significant top 10.
Now
Um,
remind me, Ben, little bit of admin here. Does Nosferatu qualify for you this year or not?
no, I put
You
it in
used it up
last year.
last year, didn't you?
Yeah, this weird turn of the year thing. I try and just stick to release dates into sorry, release dates in terms of like overall what the year attributed to that film is, rather than release dates for the UK alone. So that's what I do anyway. I don't know how you feel about that.
I feel that you can
Strong
live your
positive.
life and choose your choices. I was talking to Emma about this when we were talking about our list the other day as well. I think I'm
Yeah, live your
going
life, choose your
for,
choices.
yeah, I'm live your life, choose your choices. But for me, I don't get like people say, oh, but what about Letterboxd? Could give a shit less. Like, so, um, yeah, and like also films that we've seen at Fright Fest and other festivals this year absolutely are going
Oh
to
yeah,
be making my list. I saw them this year, so it's possible.
yeah,
So
yeah,
they're
yeah.
going in.
That's true. That's true.
Um,
Okay.
I've
I
only
mean,
seen one other thing this week, Ben.
yes.
Obviously all this travel and everything. I've watched a couple of lovely Christmas movies. Watched Home Alone while I was putting up the tree. That
Oh
was all
yeah. Any
right.
horror moments in that? You got
Of course,
what's
all
his?
those burglars that could have been killed at several occasions.
Yeah.
I watched The Holdovers. Someone breaks their arm
Oh
in that. That's all right.
yeah.
It's good.
I've not seen that.
That's really good. It's on Netflix now. Um, but then I also watched and back on the screeners game where some people have sent us some movies to catch up on. It actually played at
Nice.
festivals last weekend. I believe it was the Grimfest online version. Weekend at the End of the World by
Uh,
Gilly or Gillet Clabin. Carl and Miles find themselves secluded cabin in the woods, what they think is an opportunity to get rich. Actually, it's the only thing standing between them and the end of the world.
End of the
Horror
bloody
comedy.
world.
Got some sort of vibes of not exactly, but if you want a feeling of the vibes, Ben, think Tucker and Dale versus Evil. Think Members Club. Is that
Yeah.
couple of
Oh yeah. I
friends,
watched
couple
a
of
trailer for
hapless
this.
friends up against some strife. It's fun. It's funny.
One of the friends I thought was what's his name? That British comedian who like pretends to be David Beckham and stuff. But no, it's not. But yeah, I watched the trailer. Has it got the guy from oh wait, I recognize that guy as well. Not sure. Familiar faces, a few familiar faces. Oh wait, it's the guy from I Love You Man. The guy who goes on a man date with Paul Rudd and they think it's strictly platonic and he leans in for a kiss. Is that guy?
Oh, I've not seen that, but yeah, it's good. It's fun. I will marshal my thoughts and I
Mm.
will maybe do a little. I haven't given you any hideous amounts of editing for a little while, Ben. Maybe I'll do a little video on that.
Do it. Do it. I think we're overdue. We need to do a couple more reviews before the year's out.
Yeah. Yeah, well, we've got some. I've been topping up the screener since I've been back. I've been on the old emails, so
Good stuff. Good stuff.
they're ready to go. But yeah, that is me. I'm still behind the ball, Ben. I apologize to you and the Friday the 13th fans. I don't want to watch them when it's not the perfect situation, Ben. Friday the 13th, the TV series, deserves better than me half watching it
Oh yeah, you don't want to do that.
while I'm doing while I'm multitasking. I needs to get my full attention. So it's been just those couple of watches, and I have started. And you're going to the horror awards. You've got these things going on.
Horror
There's
Game
new
Awards.
games coming out every the
Yeah.
horror game awards. Sorry, you've got all the new things that are coming out. You've got new and exciting games coming out day in day out, all over the shop. So of course, I have downloaded and begun enjoying the Mortal Kombat Legacy Collection. Currently
Oh
fighting my way
yeah,
through the
no,
arcade version of Mortal Kombat 1, a game older than a lot of people listening today,
yeah.
and having a great time.
Hell yeah, amazing. I've
There's a
downloaded
really good
still.
documentary on that apparently as well, so it'd be worth that price of admission alone.
Is there? Is there a
Yeah,
good
a
document?
full-length documentary you can watch about the making of the early Mortal Kombat games.
And that's included with the game. Is that what you're saying?
Within the game itself, you can watch it in the extras.
Oh, dude, how exciting! In terms of horror
Asking
games,
Santa
I've
for it.
downloaded Still Wakes the Deep, which got a lot of attention recently, but I finally got around to downloading that, so I'm ready to check that out. Okay, so that's it. Apart from film of the week this week, which is Don't Open Till Christmas. You don't have to say it with an accent. Don't Open Till Christmas, which is a 1984 British slasher film directed by Edmund Purdom, star of Pieces, the Dean
Dean.
from Pieces, and it stars Edward Purdom, Alan Lake, Belinda Mayne, Gerry Sundquist, directed by, oh no, sorry, written by Derek Ford and Alan Birkinshaw. The film follows a mysterious killer murdering Santa Claus impersonators during Christmas time in London. Are they impersonators? Because I feel like if you're impersonating someone, you're impersonating like someone who exists essentially. Just murdering Santa Claus
I
lookalikes.
guess it leans into the mythology that the I take it that the real Santa Claus lives in this universe of
Yeah,
this film.
the real Santa Claus knocks about in this universe.
Now, of course, if you are listening, the real Santa Claus is alive and well, everyone. Anyone you see in this film is just one of his helpers because he's very
Yeah,
busy this time of year.
very
Um,
busy.
so it's just one of his helpers helping him out, passing
I
the
will
messages.
also say, right, there's something weird. Like you might agree with me here. There was like a weird Santa Claus beard trend, which seemed to happen in the 80s and 90s, where the beard was like just like bit of cloth or just like a really thin piece of material that hung from the face,
E-towel.
almost like a little tea towel slash curtain. I feel like beards on Santas nowadays are a lot more full. I feel like a lot of Santas commit to having an actual real beard. I feel like
Yeah,
actual
absolutely. I
bearded
think any
people,
premium Santa
yeah,
Claus working today
real beard.
would invest in their real great big bushy beard.
Here's something that I don't like about Santa Claus. That beard, of course, the old tea towel beard or sanitary towel hanging from their chin
Yeah,
beard. Another thing I don't like. So, no, I guess I'm not going to out this person personally. I'm not going to tell you where it was. But I took Dennis, my dog, on a Santa Claus train experience on the
I saw the
weekend.
pictures,
Where
Ben.
we
It looked delightful.
took it to a grotto. Here's what I don't like about the Santa is when so much of the hat and the beard is covering this man's face that I'm just like, are you all right under there? Do you know what I mean? Like, do you need a breather? Because you can literally see like that amount of his face. There's like hair and beard and just like I don't know. He looked a little bit. He looked a little bit upset. A glass on his face as well. He's under a lot of layers.
Face is
Um,
looking a bit too busy. Yeah.
face is ever so busy. I regret.
Um,
I feel
I
like
wouldn't
I
stress
want.
the Santa and save Christmas, Ben.
What did you say?
I wouldn't stress the Santa to save Christmas. Thankfully, the killer from Dead Open Till Christmas wasn't about. Otherwise, I could have been in
God, he would have done
a
you
real
in.
spot of bother.
You would have had to run into like a London dungeon experience to get away.
Yeah, and then get massively electrocuted by him putting thing like jump cables on my car.
What, like Marv?
He gets marved.
He gets believe Marv, this guy. Will you
Um,
clear off? Stop watching me get busy with this lady. Get out of it, will you?
oh, I love the voice work in this. Yeah, the other teacher at the school well, not in the school that Karen was working at in Korea. The only other foreign teacher was like, "I got sick, I got flu, I can't be Santa." Called me in, said, "Will you come
Oh
in as Santa
yes.
Claus?" I tell you what, Ben, it
Did you
wasn't a
grow?
cloth beard. It was a good, great big bushy beard that I got to wear with some
You
lovely
didn't.
red
You don't have to
joggers.
grow one. You don't have to do an emergency grow of a beard.
Didn't have a beard back then. It was a long time ago. Yeah, and I hammed it up. I did a big deep voice and did some big ho ho ho's. I won't do it now.
Hello.
I'd peak my mic.
I will say the Santa Claus at the, the dog event I took Dennis to, bloody miserable. He
Was
didn't get
it?
into it at all. He's just like, all right. I was like, come on, give it a big ho ho ho. I think he thought, you know, get posing for
He'd be
pictures of
interacting with
dogs.
human children.
Yeah, posing for pictures of dogs was beneath him. I feel like he felt, which is
Well,
fair enough, you know. It's fair enough.
but
uh,
the Santa Claus impersonators that we encounter in real life can go about their day blessed, and they should be
Blessed.
happy because they're not at risk from a big Santa Claus murderer.
No. And a TT contractors t-shirt,
Yeah,
which I feel like if they're going to do merch from the Don't Open Till Christmas film, they should make that t-shirt available.
city contractors.
TT
Although,
contractors.
what a what an absolute what's the word I'm looking for? What an absolute con job on this poor actress here who gets to like not get a named character. So from the back of my picture here, the titty contractor,
She's not named.
um, yeah, her name, the actor's name is Kelly Baker, and her
Yeah.
character name here on Letterboxd is listed as Experience Girl.
Ah, she's a great character. She only had two credits to her name. She was also in Slaughter High 1986 as Nancy. I thought she was good in this.
I'm looking out for Slaughter High, looking at some of the screenshots when I was looking through her
Yeah.
filmography. You know who looks like it's going to be in it, Ben?
Go on.
Misogyny's own Mr. Punch is at
Oh
it again.
yeah, no, I see now. I'm looking at it. It's a Mr. Punch kid. It's bloody Mr. Oh, the
Piece of shit,
misogyny's
Mr.
own Mr.
Punch.
Punch. I guess do you know what's interesting about this film as well is that as a slasher, he doesn't like exclude. He mainly targets men, fellas.
Yeah,
That's mainly who he targets. I think she gets caught up in it for numerous reasons because she witnesses a murder, goes to the police. But I feel like it's really interesting because obviously slashers do get a bit of a bad rap for being a bit misogynistic because mostly it's younger women who are attacked and killed, um, you
by
know,
a horrible bloke.
by a horrible bloke, usually for reasons that are linked to
What's that?
misogyny
You've
or
expressed an opinion.
misogyny or like what am I thinking of? Just yeah, something like that. Um, or like being rebuffed
Yeah,
by a woman. You know, there's a lot of that. There's a lot of that in slashers, and I think it kind of gets a little bit forgotten about as time goes on. But I feel like in a slasher from the 70s and 80s, it's more prevalent, isn't it? Um, IMDb's got 4.7 out of 10. Rotten Tomatoes, no critics score, not enough critics reviewed it. 17% letterbox.
ooh,
Sorry,
rough.
17% audience score. Letterbox 2.6 out of 5. Choice reviews. Lex gives it 4 stars and says, tits and tinsel. Did you notice some of the haphazard tinsel decorations happen in someone's flat? Did you notice them?
There was some rogue
We'll
decoration.
talk about it when we get to it, but my God. This is, when someone, well, I've got a bit of tinsel here. What are you going to do with it? Just put it up the wall and put a ball on the end of it.
Just throw it.
Excuse me? Just
Just
wrap it
throw it into the room.
Just wrap it around this lamp. Cinema Void says, "'Twas the night before Christmas, when all through the restroom not a creature was stirring, not even a Santa lying on the floor with his cock hacked off." 3 stars. Would you die from that? I said this. I said, if your knob got chopped off, would you die from it? Would you just go into shock?
It would come a bit sharp, wouldn't it?
It's come short. I was just trying to have a piss here. Paul Thomas says, extremely sleazy, extremely seedy, and extremely British. 2.5 stars. And then the final review is from someone called A Scary Ghost.
Uh-oh. Well, thanks for warning me.
3.5 stars. This is a delightfully mean-spirited, not cheerful in any way Christmas story, serving up a rough and gritty 80s London that is an absolute perfect backdrop for the major killing spree of killing Santas. No Santa is safe, not even Andy Conduit Turner in Korea.
Yeah.
Actually,
Actually, I would have been very safe. He's not
you'd
in
have been
London.
very safe in Korea because I don't think a serial killer is going to get on a plane to come get you.
The only bring is various murder tools. I'm certainly not going to be standing next to a little pot of boiling oil selling little bags of chestnuts to get my face dunked in.
Oh, I love the variation in the kills though. In this is like he does use a razor, like a razor blade, as like his I guess one of his tools,
His
but
iconic weapon.
he's not adverse to just shooting someone in the face through the mouth, is he? And
Or
and a bomb.
throwing a spear through their head.
Missing for a couple of times with a spear, is pretty mad. But
Yeah.
yeah,
Does a
as
big
I
spear, does a big electrocute, does I mean, spoilers for the very end of the movie, just posts a bomb.
yeah, he's like he's like some sort of terrorist. He's gone from being I just done a few murders of these Santas, right? Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. It's what? So what?
Don't open till Christmas because this has to be the last one.
Don't open till Christmas, and he didn't as well. Like I go, I don't know if I can commit to that. If you tell me not to open it till Christmas, I'll want to. If you just deliver it without that note on it, I'll go. Oh, it's for Christmas. Leave it. Don't open till
Yeah.
Christmas. What was it going to be?
To be honest, now, if I was to get a parcel that said "Don't open till Christmas," wouldn't open it at all because my in my mind, bloody bomb.
I think it's a bomb in here. I don't know about that. It's just a little envelope. It probably, I don't feel like a bomb would fit in there. No, no, no. It definitely is. Um, I mean, when this came out, a lot of people were saying, here's some, the reception. Variety called it a poorly made horror picture. DVD Verdict called it barely watchable. But exploitation diehards, it's worth the watch. I feel like, yeah, for the time in the 80s, for people who love these type of films, it would have been right up their street. And it feels like, for me, I kind of enjoy it because it feels like it is very similar to Pieces.
Yeah,
It's
it's
got
got
that
that
Giallo
pieces
thing.
energy, right?
It's got the Pieces energy. It's got the Giallo stuff going on, and it's British. And I feel like I just love
I
seeing
love the language. I love the grittiness of it. Ben, who was it who described it as barely watchable?
DVD Verdict.
Oh no, but when a DVD verdict in like a film in the 80s, the technology wasn't fucking there. Unwatchable indeed.
You never guess what? The site went offline at the end of 2020.
Well, it's unreadable then, isn't it? So there you go. How the mighty have fallen.
And I might have fallen, eh? If only you gave. If only you gave Don't Open Till Christmas a little bit of time, eh? Um, but yeah, like it's a bit of a weird film because there's a lot of weird stuff going on. Some of the stuff I find the weirdest. Why does the girlfriend of the main character, what's his name? Kate
Put up
Browski.
with him.
Why? First of all, why she put up with him? Why does she kind of fancy the police detective? What's going on there? Could I have your private number? I feel really connected
Maybe
to
do you
you.
reckon this is a bit of tit for tat because a boyfriend does, and we'll get into it. Just
Cop off. Well, not cop off, but like pretty much go. Santa lady, I'm gonna maybe make a porno with her.
it's one of those things where maybe by the strict letter of the law, he hasn't cheated on his long-term girlfriend, but I think in the spirit of the law, you're bang out of
Yeah.
order, mate. I think not
Did
caught in the land.
did you recognized his friend Gerry as well, right?
Tosh from the bill?
Tosh from the film. Oh, for ages, I was racking my brains going, who is that guy? I kept thinking it was Keith Allen for some reason. Oh, it's not him.
No.
It's
The
not him.
second
Who
he
is
came
it?
on, I could just hear in my head, did it, did it. My,
He got he
my,
got he got sacked from the bill for turning up half cut.
did he?
Yeah, I
Is
think it
it
might.
not for saying something insensitive to someone whose dad got murdered while dressed as a Santa, then trying to get her to dress up as a Santa on that day?
Are you all right, mate, Jerry? What's wrong with you? Don't mention Santa. Her dad died dressed as Santa. Oh, okay. Oh no,
Yesterday.
yesterday. Oh, right. Okay. Yeah. Sorry. 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 want to wear this Santa costume and pose for naked photos with this other
Which I'm going to
lady.
try and which isn't your job, is nothing that you do, but we're going to try and persuade you on the fly.
Yeah, pretty much.
We will get to that in a minute, but let's cover the opening first
Yeah.
here, Ben. The two opening, we get like double cold open. The first one, and this is when I knew it was going to be appealing language wise, just a couple having some fully clothed car sex,
mm.
and then a man just comes over. Dogging, obviously, I imagine hadn't been invented by
Clear off.
1984.
I love clear off.
Bugger off, clear off.
I love clear off, and I love scram.
Yeah, Scram. Scram's got a very American vibe to it. Clear off is
Clear off out of it. Because you wouldn't, would you go like, oh, actually, we better stop having this car sex. As someone's having a look in. Let's drive somewhere else, or go somewhere else, or go home.
go to a house.
Go to a house. No, we like it. We enjoy the possibly getting caught by a man in a grinning translucent mask.
Chris Tarrant, currently you're on some sort of prank show with Jeremy Beadle in 1984 and Esther Ranson.
What's happened to Chris Tarrant? He was everywhere. Where's he gone?
I think he made his money from Who Wants to Be a Millionaire. Who Wants to Be a Millionaire? Chris Tarrant for hosting a primetime television program and probably doesn't need to work anymore.
There we go. See you later. Tarrant on TV. Remember that?
Yeah.
What was that?
Tarrant on TV. What are you doing? Clear off. And then he just does the fastest little stab. So he's like a first person camera, everyone. Very like peeping Tom about it as well. And then he like peeping Tom the film, not just the action. And then he just does a really quick little stab, and he goes,
"Oh, that comes ever so sharp." The blood in this film ever so red as well, right? Like again,
giallo blood,
very giallo. It's just like the reddest red paint that you'd get from the arts and crafts shop.
Yeah, he's been down Partners. He's been to hobby crafting. Got a big red squeezy like ketchup bottle.
But why has he killed it? Is this man dressed as Santa? Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's dressed as Santa before he starts to take clothes off to have sex in the car. Clear off, will you? I'm trying to have some lovely private time with my lady friend.
And then when he gets out the car, he goes, I think if someone was persistently hanging around the door of your car while you're macking on with someone, I would already assume if my making eye contact with you hasn't made you embarrassed and gone away, I'm not getting out the car to confront you because I already am 80% sure you're a stabber.
You're an absolute stabber. You're a stabber and you're a psychopath. So see you later. Yeah. So that's the first kill, and the second kill,
the joint cold open.
The joint cold open, which I think is pretty good actually. So I think if you're going to start things off,
this is a banger.
Double kill. Oh, and also, right, there's so much to unpack here, which I'm going to enjoy. The dad who's dressing up as a Santa, first of all, he's at too much rouge, not enough.
Too much rouge, not enough eyebrows, and his daughter Kate says that to him. He's like, "Oh bloody, I look like a what do he call himself? A gay old queen."
He calls himself a gay old queen. There's an obsession. I mean, again,
he's a very plummy actor type, though, isn't he? I assume 80s. That
he's a plummy actor type, but there's an obsession in this film with like, someone's going to think I'm gay if I don't immediately say I'm not. There's a bit.
Maybe he is though. Maybe that's what the joke is. Maybe he's just like going,
I look like a gay old queen. Oh, I see.
More rouge, please.
So this is the right. So much to unpack. First of all, someone's turned up dressed as a shrunken head, right? And I said, this is what I said to Charlie, how can you dress as a shrunken head? Like, you've got to have a shrunken head to dress as one, haven't you? Unless you got like that thing where like the shoulders.
Yeah, I reckon that's what he's done.
And also, but it wasn't a person. It was just a weird paper.
Well, I assumed that he came into the party dressed in that and then changed out of it to get backstage and throw a spear through Santa.
And propped up the shrunken head outfit with like a broom.
It was like he dressed a broom in his outfit.
It's the most.
Do that, Ben, when Charlie says, "Now, Ben, you're not allowed to go out to play today. You got to stay." And you go, "Yeah, sure." You just put a broom in your clothes.
With my clothes. Also, right, I know it's a bit dark because some of these like working men's clubs ever so dark, right? Don't pay the electric bill. How is someone throwing a spear through the back of a of a Santa Claus's head and managing to escape with no one seeing it? And also, can we also talk about how everybody reacts when the spear goes through her head?
They're like, fucking hell. And they immediately go, must be that shrunken head man, get him.
They
Oh, it's just a
react.
broom.
They react like someone's dropped a pint. They just go like, oh no! Well, maybe not dropped a pint because in the UK everyone immediately cheers.
Cheers.
They react
Taxi.
like someone's, I don't know, broken a leg or something. Someone's actually dead, right? It must be that shrunken head man. I feel like you could see from afar that that wasn't a man because he runs up to it and like
I
it's
mean,
like,
surely also you could have seen fairly clearly that the spear was thrown through him from behind.
and also is that kind of like just a bit like assuming that the shrunken head person is also a spear throwing person.
You're profiling
It's a bit
there.
insensitive. It's a bit of
Yeah.
your profiling. Um, what is the demeanor of the of Giles? What's his name? Is Alan? No, no. Is it Cliff? Gerry
Cliff is the
Sundquist.
Tiff is Kate's
Cl-
boyfriend.
Cliff. What his demeanor is weird. What how can we call? What can we describe him as? Floppy haired.
He's a he's a he's a foppish idiot, isn't he?
He's a foppish idiot. I feel like him and Kate got similar hairstyles. Kate's slightly more advanced in terms of like it's like a Pokemon what evolution of the
Yeah.
hairstyle.
She's very
Foppish, floppy. He's just
she's
weird. He's
she's
matter of
got what
fact.
would be a Princess Diana cut years
Yeah.
later.
What's he got to offer the world? Play a bit of flute. Oh yeah. What else you got going on? Not a lot, to be fair. My mate Jerry wants me to make some porn, and I play this flute down in the down
Birmingham New Street
down
Station.
Birmingham New Street. Yeah. Fucking hell. So yeah, this happens. Obviously, the cold open is two people dying. The dad of one of the main characters, Kate. Um, and then is it pretty much immediately after, or is it a year later? It's immediately after, isn't it, that they're trying to.
It's like immediately after it is like a day or so later. So Inspector Ian Harris, the big man,
Nice
big
one.
dog.
So at Scotland Yard, Ian Harris and Detective Sergeant Powell discuss the murders with the in front of the biggest map I've ever seen.
I tell you what though, the 3 seconds of footage they got outside of New Scotland
Yeah,
Yard.
they use it over and over again, don't they?
Yeah.
I've
Every
always
time setting
wondered
the scene.
why is that sign spinning? What's the point? It's always been spinning, isn't it?
Spinning for eternity. It's like whenever a policeman comes in and out, they get to push it, speed it up like Sonic and the little sign at the end.
He spin it like a waltzer, just every single time.
Yes.
I've always thought that whenever I see it, I go, "What's going on there?" Then I never give it I never give it a second thought though. But today I am. So yeah, they're obviously trying to get to the bottom of these murders. Um, and what do they do?
They've
They
got no
interview.
clues, basically. They're
They got
like,
no clues.
you got any ideas? And they're like, well, Santa's got no enemies. Yeah, but your
Is
dad
there
wasn't
any?
actual Santa, was he? He didn't have any enemies either.
Is there anything to connect these two killings? One of them was dressed as Santa, and the other one was dressed as Santa. But other than that, there's nothing to connect either of these people at all.
Yeah, and it
Could it
feels
be
like
that they're dressed as
almost while
Santa?
they're in the
No.
middle of talking about that, the third Santa gets killed in like a quick cutaway.
Yeah. Who's the third Santa? Just a guy. There's a
The
lot of Santas.
chestnuts, man.
There's a lot of Santas getting tanked up, coming home half cut, fully cut.
Yeah. There's just a Santa working at a chestnut stall,
Yeah.
which for our overseas
Oh
listeners, I
man.
don't know if you have them. They're very London coded, I feel.
Yeah, I don't think we even really get them in Bristol. I think you like, yeah,
At Christmas, maybe.
pops up at Christmas at a Christmas market, but even then, I'm a bit like, ooh, what the hell?
Little paper bag of hot chestnuts,
Yeah.
which exist owing to the presence of a vat of boiling oil that
Yes.
someone could get their face shoved into.
That's exactly what happens to this guy, isn't it? Face shoved. Well, he gets face shoved onto the grill, which he was roasting. It literally says here, roasting chestnuts on an open fire. Like it's literally put that in the Wikipedia because it knows. What was he roasting them on? Well, I don't know. An open fire? Chestnuts
No hot oil.
roasting on an open fire. So the next day, Chief Inspector Ian Harris receives a gift. Don't open till Christmas. Um, housekeeper lady. He's kind of got a housekeeper
Yeah,
for
Mrs.
some reason.
Bouquet. She
Mrs.
gets the.
Mrs. Bouquet. You got a present here. Don't open till Christmas,
It
and
says
I
Terms of Christmas.
shan't.
Well, I shan't. Yeah.
I shan't. Powell receives a strange call from a man claiming to be a reporter. His
Looks like
name's
Gene
Giles.
Simmons.
He does look a bit like Gene Simmons. He does look a bit like Gene Simmons. He reminds me of
I got a phone call. I was made for loving. Gene Simmons on the phone.
Gotta get rock and roll. But Giles, he approaches like Kate as well, like randomly on the street, doesn't he? And like tries to make out that he's a reporter from.
Giles is the reporter that phones and says, "Oi, would your career benefit from you solving this crime?" And he was like,
Yeah,
"Sorry, Sherlock Holmes is on the phone here. He's worked out
he's
that
worked it out. Yeah.
I, as a policeman, would benefit
Now,
if I solve this multiple murder."
yeah. Now, unfortunately, I feel like it's very obvious. It's like, well, it's got to be him, surely. Why would it not be him? Because he's got like a crazed look in his. Oh, right. We will get around to this eventually, Andy. But he's got a crazed look in his eyes that I would not describe as having smiling eyes. Do you mean he has eyes while he smiles? What a weird way of describing it. Did you see anything on this killer? His eyes were kind of smiling.
I'd
That's
recognize his
useless to
face.
me.
I'd recognize his face, particularly if he was smiling.
That's useless to me as a police officer trying to draw up an e-fit of something. Is that what it's called? E-fit?
Yeah,
E?
doing an e-fit.
Trying to draw up an e-fit here. Or can you describe anything about him? No, because he's wearing a mask, but he had smiling eyes.
I guess if you ever got
Confused
them for a
me.
lineup, you could put a mask on them and make them smile.
I don't feel that's not reliable enough. If I was convicted of that, I'd be fuming, or
Well,
even
if you
or
you're
even
not you
accused.
you're not a major character experience girl, are you, Ben? So
I'm not major character experience girl. Um, so the next day, what it says here. All right, there's another after the phone call, and Giles sort of says this. Another Santa gets shot in the mouth. He comes out like the Queen Vic or something, absolutely half cut,
hammered as usual.
absolutely hammered. I always feel like respect for these Santas staying in character while they're getting tanked up. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, and he's like, oh, and then literally from nowhere, this guy comes out with a massive magnum and is like, end of the line, bitch, and blows his head off.
Blows his head off. I feel like you're trying to be inconspicuous, right? Killing these Santas, going out, shooting a gun on a
And
London
these scenes
street.
are dropped in there almost like they're scene transitions. These are
Yeah, yeah,
little
definitely. Like
vignettes, if anything.
as I said, like it's a really weird edit, and it might have been chopped up because it's kind of crazy. Some scenes like end so abruptly. The soundtrack's so weird. Sometimes like it feels like pieces of music like cut off a little bit, or kind of cut off, or maybe like don't flow from one shot to the next, even if it's in the same scene. The music kind of just like drops off. Doesn't even like fade out. Like just drops off. So
Drops.
it
Yeah. What
feels
you needed
very
then is like our live episodes when you have like a little musical sting that goes between. You should just do
yeah,
like
yeah.
Santa getting his head blown off and then
That'd be great. I'd love that. It says here Cliff tricks Kate into visiting a porn studio.
Oh,
Anyone. I don't
let's
think
unpick
any.
this a little bit.
No
That
one
little
gets
bit of
tricked.
synopsis is not. So basically, like Cliff rocks up at
So
not Cliff
first of all, he meets an old friend. An old friend randomly turns up. Is
when
this
he's
a,
playing flute
is
outside
this a
Birmingham New
choice? Is this
Street.
a chance meeting or is this planned?
I don't know because he
Feels
appears
pretty
to just
chance.
be, yeah, he appears to just be there, isn't it? So Jerry just rocks up off a train and goes, "Hey, hope you do requests." And
Hey
poor
up,
old Kate
Chuck.
is out busking with Cliff, holding his hat for him while he plays the flute. And obviously she's not feeling too chatty because her dad just did get speared to death the previous evening. Um, and she holds the hat out, and he's a big old sodge about it. He says, "Oh, nicer if you smiled, wouldn't it?" And then he goes, "Oh, and you're bloody shit at music, aren't you?" And he goes, "Oh, it's bloody Jerry. How's it going?" And he goes, "Oh, I'm
Yeah.
working with cameras these days. Actually, why don't you come round for a bit of dinner tonight?" So I don't think Cliff necessarily tricks her because he just says, "Why don't you come round?" He goes, "Okay," and then he go over to his studio, and he
Mm.
just happens to be taking nudie pictures of a woman, which
He
is
just
fine.
happens to be taking nudie pictures of a woman. I was a bit like, yeah, it doesn't feel like it's set up in any way. It doesn't feel like he's tricked. I feel like maybe that they're a bit. hard up. They mention a few things about money, don't they? A few times, like Cliff and
Yeah.
Kate, like having money for this, having money for that.
Oh, I love the bit where she goes, "Oh, I can't concentrate, Cliff. My dad just got murdered last night." He's
Yeah,
like, "You spoken to the police about the murder? I can't concentrate on that right now."
it's literally like that. It's like my dad was murdered last night, and now I'm at a porn studio where someone's going to try and get me to dress like a Santa. I will say I appreciate the what's the model's name? Do we know?
Does she
Her
get a name, unlike experienced
her
girl?
commitment to the bit, and the bit is getting her tits out at every possible moment. There's even a moment afterwards, and again we'll get to it, where the police visit her, and she goes, and she just gets her tits out. What does she say? She goes like, "What with assets like these? You think I
Yeah.
could
And he's like, "Stop that."
stop getting your tits out when I'm trying to question you?"
The
Um,
actor's name is Pat Astley, and
so
as
she's
well,
like,
Don't Open to Christmas is her most famous film, but you will also see her in a cheeky number, some cheeky sounding films. Ben, are you ready? I'd
"Oh
like you to do
yes,
for
I'm
those on
ready."
video. Ben is going to do a more and more extreme Kenneth Williams face with every title I read.
Oh!
She's also in Adventures of a Plumber's Mate. She's also in
Oh!
Playbirds.
What was that one?
Playbirds.
Playbirds, yeah.
She's in Come Play With Me,
How's cum spelt?
with an O. We weren't. I don't think anyone was spelling "cum" to
No.
refer to jizz as cum in 1977, Ben. I
No,
don't
no,
think it
you're
was
right. You're right.
invented.
It wasn't
Um,
invented.
I'm not feeling myself tonight, 1976. The tagline is that it is a must for sex maniacs. Virginal nerd John Pigeon. John Pigeon
John
manages to secure a
Pigeon.
job in Sex Research Institute. Get this on the watch list. Um,
Where'd you
Qu-
work? I'm at a sec. Oh yeah, I'm doing 9 to 5 down the Sex Research Institute.
Queen of the Blues.
Yeah.
She's in Rosie Dixon, Night Nurse, and she's in Let's Get Laid.
All right. Okay. Let's get laid. She's um. I guess the understanding they've got here is that she's taking some photos in the studio, naked or undressed to a certain degree, and then she's gonna put on some weird sort of like Santa cloak where she's naked underneath and take some photos
Yeah.
out in the street.
But Jerry has come up to a little conundrum where he's gone, "Oh, I'll tell you what, like, just so inconvenient as you, a couple, have come to visit me, that another couple that was meant to be here tonight to be in some photos for me have suddenly had to drop out. So would you mind doing me a favour and just stepping in and dressing as Santa Claus?" Kate, obviously her dad having just been murdered dressed as Santa Claus, finds that very insensitive and leaves. And
Yeah.
Cliff kind of sits there and is like, can you imagine that, Ben? If it was any other job, imagine if like you were coming around to visit me very kindly, and as you arrived, had said, "Oh, Ben, the electrician was meant to come round today, but he's got another job on."
The brown wire is I don't know. Yeah. No, I wouldn't want to do that. And Kate, I guess, understand because I guess they're trying to get Kate and the other woman to like pose together. She says something like, "Come on, you've got a nice body." I'm like, how can you tell? She's wrapped up. She's got so many bay
Might as well
layers.
make it bloody work for you. Oh, great, thank you.
Yeah, okay. So
Recruited,
she
but then
storms
she's
off,
not having
and
it.
then we get this is kind of confusing because how do Cliff and the model end up outside? But like, what's his name isn't around taking photos of it. They're just
You persuade
outside.
Cliff that they're going to do some photos in there, and then they're going to do some outside side shots as well. And then the next thing we have a smash cut to Sharon wearing just a Santa coat, and Cliff just standing outside the front of the thing of the house.
Yeah.
And then Sharon, she's been very impressed by Cliff's foppishness so far, and she like says, "Ooh, you're a bit of all right, aren't you? Come on, give us give us a snog." And then some policemen, well, some police
People.
constables,
Of
some
a lady
man
and a
and woman
man.
are walking along. Um, they're walking along. Meanwhile, she's literally flashing him. Cliff's first thought is, "You stop that! People will think we're gay."
Yeah, what a weird reaction. Like, stop that. They're going to think we're bloody gay because you're flashing him. Excuse me? Just turn around. I don't know. If you're really, really worried about that, just turn around.
And if you
Go,
hear the dubbed lines of the policeman, they go,
that
"That's
was a
that,
woman.
yeah." They go like she was indecently. They're trying to arrest you for doing a crime, not for
Yeah.
not for
But also,
being.
like, they only see the back of her. So how do they know that she's. I don't know if I'd be fully.
Maybe Cliff makes the assumption that they, like big old sodgers, will assume, well, Santa's a man. So
Hmm. Yeah, and they run away. Cliff just abandons her pretty much, doesn't they? And she runs away.
I've not seen such just blatant abandonment until 2025 with Heart Eyes.
Yeah, see you later. All the best now. Um, the police again. It's a classic. Like police get the torches out, running after her, and it is weird because they do pretty much go from wanting to arrest her for indecent exposure, but when she gets like attacked by the killer, they're very quick to go, "Are you all right, love? How are you? Oh no! Whoa, you're
Well,
chasing me! You chased me down this dark alley."
yeah, in the dark alley, she encounters the killer, um, and he just sort of menaces her with his razor.
Yeah, menaces her
Gets
with the
out slowly,
razor,
like he's going to do a magic trick.
and she could
He's
run
like,
away at any point in
opens it
this.
up.
She's like looking at it, just going, "Ah!" She could turn and run, but she just kind of like stays there.
Yeah. Um, and then when she does run out and see the police, then moments later, tell you what, there's a big indictment of the gig economy in this film because straight away she's like, "Do you mind not keeping me here at the police station? I've got to get back to work."
Yeah, I'll get back to work. I'm losing bloody money here, for God's sake. Um, why does the killer not kill her? Do you think? Sorry, why does the murderer not kill her? Because he just
Is he
goes,
only interested in killing blokes?
yeah, maybe it's like the Santa that done me wrong didn't have breasts, and
I mean, let's
I say breasts because she is in a state of undress, and he's
we've revealed the real killer at this point. It's Gene Simmons himself,
yeah, and
the
again, it
reporter.
is incredibly obvious
And
from the word go, isn't it?
we'll just flash forward to the end here a moment, Ben, so we can understand his justifications as we go through. Is his reason for being an horrible murderer that on the very same Christmas that he got a cutty knife for his present, he went upstairs and his dad dressed as Santa was doing an affair?
His dad dressed for Santa was doing an affair, pushed his mum down the
Oh, we
stairs.
did push his mum down the stairs,
Yeah,
we assumed to her death.
we assume to her death. Also, I don't think he's fully with it anyway because as soon as he gets a knife for Christmas, he starts doing stabbing motions.
He just
Oh,
practiced stabbing.
oh, I got a knife for fight. Yeah, you got to be ever so careful with that. Yeah, stab, 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 stab. I'm gonna do some great stabbing with this. You wait, the best stabbing. Um, yeah. So I mean, I guess it's similar to Christmas Evil. It's Silent Night, Deadly Night. It's not exactly the same, obviously, but it's similar, isn't it? It's basically where a moment of trauma happens with someone who was dressed as Santa. So for that reason, you take it out on the costume itself and what it represents, I guess. Um, so then next time we get the Peep Show, we get introduced to Experience Girl, TT.
Although
Let's call her
looking
TT.
at this list here, looking at the wiki, it gives her a name, Sherry Graham.
Oh, it
Is that the
does.
actor?
Sherry Graham, Experience Girl. Okay, so Letterbox has done her dirty. Um,
Letterbox has done her dirty. Sherry is her name.
so this is a weird sort of peep show. So a Santa man turns up to do a peep show with one of the. I've never seen a peep show like this. I'm not trying to say I go to them all the time, but a peep show where you're basically at the other side of glass and you're actually speaking directly to the person. I always thought a peep show was like you're kind of just watching
I think
something and you're not actively involved.
this is the progenitor of Babe Station, I guess.
This is Benny Babe Station. This is tell me what you're wearing. What's your favorite chocolate biscuit? Um, I don't understand the scenario because she acts like she's wearing headphones, listening to music, gets cool. Oh, sorry, didn't see you there. And I was a bit like, I was confused whether it was a peep show to start with until she said, for 50, you could do whatever you want that side and I'll do whatever you say. Yada, yada, yada. Weird Santa, though. He's very,
You say counterfeit me. two perfect £50 notes.
He's like he's very like he wants to know the details of how it works. He's like, why is someone beautiful like you doing this? Are you okay? Can I do this? He's like, it's my first time here. Don't bloody lie, mate.
I think that's a big complex of guys uh, that go to like any kind of sort of sex show, but like want to kid themselves that they're better than it, right? To be like, so I'm just going to talk normally about, so what are you doing here? I mean, I
Yeah,
am
yeah. Oh,
never
peep
here
show, is it?
myself as such a,
I've never been here before, and you may be old enough, young enough to be my daughter, but at the same time, I'm here to rescue you from this horrible life. Oh,
yeah,
come on,
yeah,
the old sex worker, white knight. That's what he is.
that's what he
Um,
is. But then he gets into it. He's like, oh, I'd very much like you to have you sitting on my knee.
it's always the same in every you
And
bloody
he's, oh, would you
Santas.
like that? Would you bouncing about on it? Oh, come on.
Yeah, she says
So
something like that.
when you sit down, put another five. I imagine in 1977, Ben. Sorry to depress you with inflation. I don't reckon that's a £5. I reckon that's 5 pence.
You're against fivepence to get anything you want.
No, 50,
Bloody
like that
hell.
would be pounds, I think.
That
But
would be pounds.
I think just for a sit down, you put in another five in to keep the curtains open while you're sitting there for a bit.
Hmm. Yeah, yeah,
Do whatever you want on that side of the glass. I'm not going to say mass off, but that's what I'm implying. Um, and then while he's there getting into it, someone does a big stab on him, and the reddest blood
yeah,
in the world goes all over the glass.
yeah. The reddest blood ever. Um, exactly. And poor old Sherry, what does she do when she sees it?
Um, does a big scream and then runs out. Goes and tells the police, which I don't think the killer has any right to criticize her for.
Yeah. Why'd you go straight to the police? Wouldn't you, me, a killer, wouldn't you give me the benefit of the doubt?
Why did you do a murder?
Yeah. Why did you do a bloody murder? Um, it calls her a stripper here, but I don't know. Really, we didn't really see her. We didn't really see her do any stripping. Not that that would, not that I'd need evidence of it to give her that job title, but we didn't really see that. Um, so Harris, Detective Harris, is he a detective? Yeah,
Yeah, it's
Ian
like the
Harris.
chief inspector, the
He
sergeant or whatever. He.
visits Kate and Cliff.
Oh, yeah,
Uh,
sorry, is the
she makes a
detective.
cup of coffee the fastest ever. Do you want a cup of coffee? Goes into the next room, comes back with it. Well, at least whack the bloody kettle on. Jesus,
Maybe it
ice
just
cold.
boiled.
That would be good. But yeah, and there's a weird kind of like the way Kate kind of talks and like I don't know the way she talks
Oh,
and
I got your
looks at
private
Ian.
number. I'd like to talk to you somewhere less. I think this is the classic Jallo red herrings, things that go nowhere.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. So I think he makes it clear that Cliff is a suspect, and she's like, "Well, he was with me doing this," and she's like, "Well, yeah, but what happened after you ran off from that
But he was
lady?"
standing right next to me while that Santa got speared. He didn't. He hadn't been dressed as a broom
Out unless he slung the spear like that, like
around the world.
around, or like what's his name in that film Wanted? We're gonna like
Bend the
bend the bullet,
bullets.
bend the bullets. He could sling a bloody spear at the best of them. Oh, yeah. I mean, I never suspected him at any point. Did you, Cliff? Not
No,
at any point. Um,
I inspected. I fucking hell suspected the
yeah,
chief inspector. Very easy for me to say. For a moment when he was being sus, especially with the, when we have Giles saying, "Well, maybe you should keep a close eye on the detective." Actually,
yeah. But yeah, Kate's weird. She's like, I can have your private number so I can contact you when I want to. And she says a few things like, I feel really connected to you. And I was a bit like, why? And then I kept thinking, oh, Edmund Purdom, he's like directed this. He's gone, I'm going to star in this film. I'm going to direct it. And I would also like it if
if
one
I
of the
was the
main characters
sexiest character,
fancied me. I want them to just fancy me. I'm not going to act upon it. And he doesn't act upon it, does he? Which is
no?
interesting. But yeah, the tinsel in this flat is haphazard, is mental at best. There's like a zigzag of tinsel on the wall. There's like lines of tinsel just down little bits of wall. It's wrapped around random things. I feel like tinsel. I feel like tinsel was almost exclusively reserved for the tree, and some people like to put it around the TV. I mean,
I've got some on my shelves back here, Ben. It's not
okay,
haphazard, I'd be quick to
along
say.
shelves. I think I've got some like in front of the TV. People used to wrap it around the TV, didn't they? When you had big
Yeah.
old CRT TVs back in the day.
Probably caused so many fires.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. But yeah, it's pretty mental in this. Giles. So, oh yeah. So after this, Powell finds Giles digging through his office. Totally normal. He says he was looking for a lighter. I wanted to spark up in your
Oh, have a
office.
quick
You think
tab.
that's rude,
Yeah.
do you? Well, now I'm just going through your bloody drawers. Giles suggests. Oh yeah. So Harris says you actually don't work for the paper because I rang them and they ain't got a clue who you are. And he goes, "Well, here's the evidence. See this name on a paper? That's me." Oh, great. That's fine then. That's brilliant.
And also, you should not trust your superior detective, in fact.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
it
So basically,
appears that that seed of doubt eventually gets him thrown off the case.
yeah, it's really weird though because I feel like if they just made this character of Giles maybe slightly less sinister and more, I don't know, like he was trying to help Kate or maybe trying to
Yeah.
help this or something, it would be less obvious that it was him as the killer. But I feel like with every scene he's in, you're like, well, that solidifies my suspicions that he is the killer.
And he's got such smiley eyes the whole time as well, hasn't he?
His eyes are bloody constantly smiling. It's ridiculous. Then we get another drunk Santa coming out the pub. First of all, he gets on one of those e-bikes. This is definitely a modern London, right?
And some
First of all,
youths.
gets on the e-bikes. He's attacked by a group of teenagers, punks in this. As punks, they're giving punks a bad
Go on,
name.
Santa, run, man.
This is the weirdest scene because what happens? He like climbs down some weird pile of rubbish runs into the London dungeon. An employee of the London dungeon with a lovely short haircut throws herself at him to try and stop him. Like, you can't be in here. Ooh. Then she gets killed by the killer, which I feel like is unnecessary. This killer, his MO is nowhere near killing random woman who tries to intervene, stripping her off and hanging her naked
Like
from
he's the predator.
like he's the predator. It's so unnecessary. I'm honestly going, Giles, what are you playing at here, mate? Just got one Santa to kill. And it is the most long, drawn out, like the spear gets thrown. Is it a spear? No, something gets thrown, like a knife. And it misses this Santa like once or twice. He gets spooked by a couple of, statues or whatever they are in the London dungeon. It goes on for
Mhm.
ages. This scene goes on for ages of him just like randomly stumbling from room to room. And in the end, he just gets killed by getting stabbed. And it's a really short stab as well because he gets stabbed. Oh, and then it just cuts to the next scene.
Yeah,
That's it.
I think his scream is still ongoing. He's like, oh,
It's ridiculous. I was like, that was the most drawn out, unnecessary scene for what was the most pointless death. Because if he goes into the London dungeons, surely you're going to do something that's going to, something in the London dungeons. You make use of the area to kill
I,
him.
I feel like there was yeah, like there could have been a big executioner's axe or some
He
torture
sees like a
things.
guillotine and like runs away from it. If you remember, he looks up, he's like, oh,
He
runs
puts
away
his
from
head under it and goes,
it.
on my way.
Ridiculous. So yeah, in an effort to catch the murderer, several officers go undercover as
Oh, I
Santa,
love this bit. It's so funny.
and they get killed easier than the not undercover police officers dressed as Santa. They just get offed at this carnival.
Well, the killer at this point has become Itchy the killer. He's got some shoe knives.
Yeah. Basically every kill in this film is from like a different film. None of the kills like really stick to being the same. It should just be man with this weird clear mask face kills people with like a razor blade. Santas. I don't know.
I feel like
Maybe he
he's
collects their
playing
beards. Do you know what I mean?
like the predator.
Like the Predator. There's a
So
lot.
yeah, he's collecting their beards, and like maybe it is he's playing in like some Call of Duty online mode where having got enough kill streak, now we can like get the shoe knives.
Oh yeah. He's got some. He got a loot box. Opened it. And he's got a lovely.
Yeah, so he opened a loot box and he kills one of the policemen by he does an Itchy the Killer kick in the balls with his shoe knife and then like kicks his face off
Yeah,
or a bit of his face and his
bit of his
eyes all
face. Oh
jammy and coming
yeah,
out.
of
I love the
course.
jammy eye effect.
Very jammy. It doesn't feel like he kicks him hard enough to make him into Jammy Eye, but still, we'll let him off. Um, so then what happens? The killer goes back to the peep show where he abducts Sherry. He basically turns up. She's
He
talking to him
turns
like
up and goes,
she's
oh
talking to him
yeah,
like no.
immediately suspicious. He's like, I haven't come here to tell you my name.
Yeah. So
Sir McKellen, is that you? No,
so
it's
he's
not.
taking his mask off as well at this point.
Yeah.
Like we don't see who the killer is, but she sees who the killer is.
And then he
Um,
smiles, doesn't he? She goes,
it's so stupid. It's so stupid. If you could line
she
up 100,
recognizes
you could line up
his
100
smiling
people. If they
eyes.
all smiles, I recognize the smiling eyes. All right. What's the problem? She runs away, and through the the middle of the day in the daylight in London and
In
fairly
the
busy street.
in the non-busy streets of London.
It's basically a chase. It's like a final girl chase sequence. I know she's not the final girl, but she gets dragged off, and luckily she runs pretty much immediately to where his base is, which is like what 3 doors down. Drags her in, and what does he do? Chain her
Puts
up.
her on the big crash mat from PE
Puts her on the big crash mat from PE, and says,
and
"Listen,
goes, "Listen,
if you want to
listen."
use the apparatus, make sure this is down first."
Oh God, you're the third person I've heard use the word apparatus in a week. I was listening to
Not a
Rich and
bloody
Carly.
apparatus.
Have you listened to that episode from the other
No,
week?
no.
Oh, again, fans, little plug for Horror Hangout listeners. Please do check out My Partner Has No Taste by former
Yeah.
guest friend of the show, Rich and his wife Carly. Their episode, oh, I don't remember the film. That was last week's episode, like Punch Drunk Love or something like that. They talk about PE and
The
getting the
apparatus.
apparatus
What
out.
was the apparatus? It was just like a weird.
Like a thing where there are three ropes that you could climb
Yeah,
or
yeah,
not
yeah,
climb
yeah.
because no one at school is going to teach you how to climb a rope. A bit of climbing frame.
A little bit of climate frame. Yeah, that's right. And like a leap over thing, whatever they're called.
Yeah, the apparatus, basically.
The
You get
appar
it out.
Get the apparatus out. And if you were lucky and you didn't remember your PE kit, you could do it in your pants and vest. I
Yeah.
remember doing PE. This is a core memory for me, Andy. I remember doing PE wearing ITV's Gladiators pair of pants and a vest. That it was like on the vest, it was a picture like of all of them, like the cast.
Ben,
And
that is
the
insane.
pants just had the G on it.
Like
And I wore that and they
I
went,
think
"Is
it's
that one of the
borderline
Gladiators?"
that would ever occur in my childhood. And you're younger than me. The fact that all your
Yeah.
teachers have been you treated is beyond me.
Yeah. But yeah, the apparatus that's a very British thing, isn't it? What would you call that in American? Like
I
it's
don't know.
basically it's
The
like
jungle gym?
during gym class or jungle gym. Yeah, it's one of those things. Um, but yeah,
Yeah, I am gonna have
what a
to
time to
text
be
Rich in a
alive, eh?
minute to mention that the apparatus came out completely independently of
Completely
them mentioning.
independently, and
Do listen to their episodes, everyone. It's very funny.
I've probably not spoken about the old apparatus
I've rem
in real
for a
life.
generation, I've remembered the episode. It's their episode on Prince of Egypt.
Oh yeah,
Very
Prince
funny.
of Egypt. That was like a recent episode, wasn't it? Yeah,
Yeah,
I saw that.
they've done Die
Um,
Hard ready for Christmas though for this week. It's on my feed to listen to soon.
hell yeah. Um, so yeah,
Yeah,
she gets basically captured, and he's like, "Oh, you've seen my face now, so I'm pretty much gonna do
you've
you
seen my
in."
face now. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to leave you here to think about. She goes, I didn't do anything. She says, well, you went to the police. So what?
Yeah,
That's a
you
societal
murdered,
expectation.
you
The
murdered someone in
murderer.
front of me. It would have been more. It would have been more suspicious if I didn't go to the police. They would have been
Yeah.
suspicious of me. God damn
So
it! Give me a
So he goes,
chance.
I'm gonna let you sit here. And he talks about how, oh, £5 for this, £5 for that. It's not. you're not selling your body, you're selling your bloody soul.
Oh,
So you sit here and think about what you've
it's
done
literally
until I
like,
come back. And she's like, oh, and then you'll let me go. He goes, no, I'll do a murder on you.
yeah. Oh, high and mighty, you serial killer who've been murdering people, and you're worried about me from behind a piece of glass helping old men wank themselves off. I'm literally not touching anyone. Um, Not that that would matter either. The kid, so he says she's going to be the supreme sacrifice to all the evil that Christmas is. Um, and yeah, as we mentioned, Harris gets taken off the case because of that seed of doubt that was implanted. Ridiculous.
By
Kate,
his clearly mad brother.
Kate calls him, rings him up. Uh, Hello, who's this? It's the housekeeper. Housekeeper basically gives her all the information and then goes, actually, forget that. Take that back. He's actually
Oh.
visiting Parklands. In my head, I was thinking, what's that like? Center Parks? No, it's a mental institution. But she goes, maybe don't mention that to anyone. But no, she does. She mentions it like immediately, doesn't she, Kate? Um, then then we get a musical interlude where Caroline Munro is performing, doing like a full song. What is the song? Caroline Munro, though, she's obviously in a lot of horror movies, right? She's in a lot of Hammer.
Maniac, I think.
Yeah, did a lot of Hammer. I think I saw something recently where she
Casino Royale,
yeah,
Dracula,
Dracula AD, wasn't it? I think that's
Dracula
the
AD
one.
1972. Yeah, she's
Yeah.
also in Slaughter High. Ben.
Oh my God. That this was after Don't Open Till Christmas as well as the next one. So it's like 2 years later they went, right, let's get Punch on the.
Oh, she's also in The Golden Voyage of
She
Sinbad.
is. Oh my God, I can actually picture who she is in that as well. She's like the kind of witch slash sorceress. Like all I remember is she's got like the most deep tan I've ever seen on a Caucasian lady. It's
Oh yeah,
literally it's insane. I remember that. They did a lot of that, obviously a lot of the Sinbad movies where they went, what's that? This person's a person of Arab descent. Let's just basically tan up a
but a
Caucasian
slightly tan
person.
white woman. Though.
A
Use
slightly
someone racially ambiguous like
There's
Jake Gyllenhaal, Prince of Persia himself.
Tom Baker's in that film as well. Doctor Who himself as the main antagonist of the film, Prince Cora, unrecognizable, I will say.
Wow. Yeah, I
Unrecognizable.
didn't realize, Ben, hit such a rich seam of your film knowledge. Sinbad.
I used to watch, so like growing up, I watched a lot of Sinbad, Jason and the Argonauts, Clash of the Titans. That was kind of stuff that kind of creeped me out, made me quite scared. Like something about the older
Stop
um,
motion skeletons.
stop motion skeletons was very scary, yeah. But I love the older Harryhausen stuff, yeah.
Could we ever get away with doing a that type of film on the horror hangout? I wonder, is the one that's horror enough?
Could be good. Jason and the Argonauts, probably. Clash of the Titans. Clash of the Titans, the Medusa stuff is something that's always terrified me. I went to the Ray Harryhausen exhibition in Edinburgh and got to see like all the maquettes and all the figurines that they used, and that was pretty good.
Oh,
Um,
nice.
anyway, I digress. That was a slight.
Aside, but that's okay.
That's absolutely fine. Yeah. So
Is this when do we have I missed the so there's the concert
the
where
concert,
a
and
Santa
then
gets axed in the face and
Santa
comes
gets
out
axed
of
in
a
the face,
trapdoor.
and the body comes up through the stage like the trapdoor that Billie Eilish uses to leap through the stage. Now she gets proper airtime with it, but basically there's a dead body and she screams, ruins the bloody performance. Um,
Thankfully, in 19, in the 70s when this is set, concert tickets wouldn't set you back quite so much as they do today.
Kate tells Powell of her suspicions about Harris. He's not got a birth certificate. If he was born in this country, he'd have a birth certificate. I don't trust him. But he dismisses her theories, uh, and so she goes to Parklands alone. Dangerous. Um, and then we get, for some reason, Giles, who's like, I've killed a Santa in a London dungeon, and it's been great. But now I'm just going to go to a department store, get myself in the bogs, and chop off someone's knob. It says it castrates him, but I think he just cuts the knob off. But
Yeah.
dies, dies, and then a cleaner comes in to give the toilets a once over with the toilet duck.
They sign a little thing, think it's going to be a standard stick your head and everything's fine. Signing it.
Oh, for fuck!
There's a
Imagine the
castrated
cleanup.
man here.
Imagine the cleanup. I'm going to be here for hours. Kate gets confronted in her home by Giles, How does he get? Like he literally just appears, doesn't he, in her house? He literally appears. Did you get this? Was this in
Yeah,
your
he's like,
cut of
all
the
right.
film?
Yeah.
He literally appears. Like he goes from not being there to suddenly being there. It's not a case of he just walks into frame. He literally appears in
He
the
goes,
shot.
it's time for a reveal.
Um, he so she had learned that he'd just been released from Parklands, and she's like, I've found out, when a character's like, actually, I'm one step ahead of you. I've actually done my own digging. I've done my own
I mean,
re
and she has a meeting, doesn't she? She does meet the inspector
yeah.
and at his lovely house, and they've had a lovely lunch together.
Yeah. Um, yeah, it's a bit odd. Yeah, they go out for the day. They go out for a bit of grub, and they go, it's Christmas Eve, let's have a turkey. I was like, listen, you don't want to
What?
overdo it. You don't want to overdo it. You don't want turkey on Christmas Eve. You want to wait till Christmas Day. And then you can eat turkey with leftovers for a week later. Don't have turkey on Christmas Eve. But yeah, they go out for a lovely dinner and then they end up at home. I thought they were going to end up in the sack together, did you not?
Yeah, but it
I
just
thought
doesn't. They just had a nice platonic dinner and goes, anyway, good luck with the murder. See ya.
I just want them to fancy me. I don't want to have to have a relationship with them. Come on. But yeah, Powell telephones Kate. I think it's because he's working everything out at this point, isn't he? She tries to answer, but Giles strangles her with the. Does he strangle her with the telephone cable? Stabs her. Again, I thought this was kind of naff because I feel like Kate is probably the protagonist. Do you know what I mean? There's
Yeah,
not
I thought
really.
she was going to be the main character.
Yeah, she's like like, no one else is interested enough for us. Like she's actually doing the digging and trying to find out what's going on.
Maybe the true
She
mystery of this Giallo-like film then wasn't who the murderer was, it's who the main character is.
yeah, who's the
And
bloody
his
main character in
experience
this
guy.
film? So Kate gets murdered. They
I
rush
don't
to Kate.
believe that that's just it.
No.
Refresh my memory, Ben. What happens to bloody...
Giles.
What happened to him?
So it says here he's pursued through a junkyard. Um, and Giles electrocutes Powell. That's right, isn't it?
No, sorry, not Giles, the murderer. What happened to Cliff?
Oh yeah. Where's Cliff gone?
Cliff has just vanished from... I what?
Cliff completely vanished from the story. Like he got accused around about the point. I reckon he's got another job in another film, and he's gone. Listen, guys, I've had a great time on Don't Open Till Christmas, but I gotta be gone. See you later.
Yeah, Cliff just
It's out of
disappears
order, isn't
from the
it?
film.
Yeah, you're really upset about this, aren't you? It's just
Yeah, what happens
amazing.
here?
Yeah, Cliff's gone. I thought if Cliff turned up as the murderer, he's been gone for a while, but no, he never comes back. So as we said about Giles, electrocutes Powell. Giles returns to his hideout, um, but Sherry manages to like escape. I can't remember how she does it. She's like, "Oh
I
yeah, I've
think
got a bit of
having been
grub for
told
you.
to, yeah, that's it.
I got a bit of grub for you. I got a steak bake. Well, I can't eat it without with my chains." So he like lets her out. Um, oh yeah, he he falls like an inexplicable distance.
He says, right, I'm going to do a murder on you now. And he's chasing after
He
her,
pretty much just says, "Yeah, I'm gonna do a murder on you."
chases after her with the up the American Psycho stairs, and
Yeah,
then she drops him off the edge like he's a chainsaw.
but do you realize how she does it? Like he goes to hit her with the chains, hits the railing or whatever it is, and she just like yanks on it, and he goes flying. I'm like, who's holding on to the chains so hard that if someone just pulls it, you're allowed to like be pulled as well and go flying?
In the video game adaptation, she does a quick time event, and he gets
yeah, yeah,
bungled
yeah,
over
yeah.
the edge of the railings.
Straight over the edge of the railing, but he falls and he doesn't die. What he goes, ah, wakes up. Um,
I think
she
he's
goes to his,
mostly dead though,
he
right?
is mostly dead. Yeah. He springs back to
Oh,
life.
sorry, you've missed haven't you missed a key moment before he does that because he does also the other detective gets electrocuted to oblivion.
I did say that, yeah. So I think I was like half watching this bit, so I kind of forgot. But yeah, because he chases after Giles, didn't he? And Giles electrocutes
Yes,
him.
sorry. Yeah. It's basically the other detective turns up just as Kate has been killed, but
Yeah,
then in running away, he manages to get enough distance on him to wire his car up to become a deadly electrocution
It's
device.
ridiculous, isn't it? He can
I
make
love this
bombs.
death though. He
He
proper Marvs him, doesn't he? Turns him into a skeleton. Woo!
proper Marvs. Proper Marvs him. He gets absolutely marved. Unlucky, mate. Um, yeah. So, and again, he's just abandoned the mask at this point. He doesn't really care. He's like, everyone knows who I am. Um, yeah. So then after, so Giles springs back to life, begins throttling poor Sherry. A
While he's
flashback
having a
is,
flashback.
and the flashback we already mentioned decades earlier. Giles walked in on his father, who was dressed as Santa for a Christmas party, cheating on his mother with another woman. When the mother discovered this, she and her husband got into an argument, which ended up with her being knocked down a flight of stairs. We also must mention that Giles got a knife for Christmas, which he practiced stabbing with, hence why he's so good at stabbing now. Um, Harris wakes up from a nightmare. So it's revealed that obviously Harris is Giles's brother. He's been
Yep.
visiting him in Parklands. He's got out of Parklands now, and he's obviously starting to do the murders. And I guess Harris knows this and has been trying to either cover it up or direct. Or does he know this? Or maybe he is genuinely trying to find out who did it. But he goes into the living room and he unwraps the gift he had gotten earlier.
He did promise not to open it until Christmas.
He didn't open it till Christmas. Also, for Christmas, he's like, grow up, Harris. He wakes up first thing in the morning and goes, right, presents.
First things first.
First things first. It's 4 a.m. Presents. And there was a previously unseen card that read, Christmas present from your loving brother. And the present is a lovely music box, which plays a lovely song, and Harris seems to enjoy it. And I did genuinely just think, oh, that's nice. Nice little music box. But then it explodes
Yeah.
and
And
dead.
that's a big end. I've seen some additional notes here, Ben. I think we can maybe recontextualize exactly what's going on. Allow me to share some a little bit of filming trivia with you about the production here. So
Please, please do.
it took around 2 years to film.
Oh, Jesus.
So began in late 1982 and didn't conclude until 1984. So
Yeah.
just over a year because it's late of one, start of the other. But apparently there were conflicts between the producers, directors, and star. Um, Purdom quit the production. The writer, Derek Ford, was hired to take over directing, but then was sacked 2 days later. The film's editor was then hired to carry on
Jesus.
directing, and someone else, Alan Birkinshaw, was hired to rewrite most of the script. Now, because of this troubles in production, scenes had to be reshot or cut together in strange ways, and the reshoots, lots of the original actors weren't available for those reshoots.
Hmm.
So I'm guessing that's where Cliff disappears from the story.
Oh, bloody hell. Poor old Cliff.
And
He's
then
gone.
Purdom came back and
Oh,
reprised his role as Inspector Harris,
but
meaning
not
they then
directing.
used the original ending again.
Jesus.
This feels like there's an in-depth, and I apologize. I think our weekly schedule and being tired, I wish I'd had time to read more of this. I
Yeah.
might have to do an update on this as I find out a little more in future episodes.
Yeah. Interesting. Interesting stuff. So there we go. That is Don't Open Till Christmas. Should we rate it? Rate good,
Let's rate the
rate bad,
film.
pluses and minuses allowed. Don't Open Till Christmas. A British sleazy slasher. Um, I would give it because I had fun with it. I think I gave it 3 out of 5 on the old Letterboxd. I had fun with it, and I even enjoyed the second watch. C plus potentially. I don't think it's anywhere near as interesting as some as the best Shallow. It's nowhere near as good as Pieces. I wouldn't say. I think Pieces is a riot from start to finish. This has obviously got that shared DNA with it as well, but I feel like the kills are a bit inconsistent. That central mystery and reveal is like pretty obvious from the word go. And I think yeah, it's evident that those were problems behind the scenes with characters vanishing from uh from the whole plot. But yeah, it's still
Yeah.
fun. I think if it's if you like this kind of British charm it's got, you'll probably enjoy the film because it's a bit silly, a bit campy, and
Clear off.
clear off. Stop looking at me having car sex. What about
Um,
you?
yeah, you know what, Ben? I'm gonna I'm going to go for a C for this one. Still, many of the reasons you said, it is fun, it is unashamedly sleazy. You can't overlook, I think, some of the. I can look past a low budget and some things that have dated, but I do think some of the production problems
Mm.
do make some certain bits jarring. There were moments when I was watching this, it was like, I haven't looked away, I've not been on my phone, I've not been distracted, but I don't know how we've got here. I
Yeah,
don't know
I've
what
definitely missed
the
something major. Yeah,
the bit in the London dungeon is really strange. The bit when we suddenly go from a nice day out to the killer is here.
yeah,
Yeah, and I'm not saying that the. I think we forgive a lot when something has like those shallow elements to it because there is meant to be that inconsistency, almost dreamlike quality that
mm.
those films kind of
Yeah,
lampshade and wear as motifs of part of the subgenre.
yeah,
But with this particular example, I think it is evident that this goes beyond the genre tropes and gets into a little bit of you had some production problems and necessarily, ironically, given the name of its, bedfellow Ben, not all the pieces were there for
there we
them
go.
to make something that was truly, truly complete. But paying out for the variety of kills, paying out for the body count, which is what you want for this type of film, right? You're not going into
Yeah,
1984's Don't Open Until Christmas for cohesive, well structured, and well thought out things. You're going for those vignette kills, you're going for the excesses of it. And, as a I'd call this a giallo movie. I think it is a great example of that. All it was missing was a Goblin soundtrack. Maybe some of
yeah,
that.
exactly.
Maybe play that on the flute.
I think that would have improved it a little bit, wouldn't it? The old Goblin soundtrack. Maybe play that on the bloody flute. Why don't you? Okay, so there we go. That was Don't Open Till Christmas. Next week we're talking about the Silent Night, Deadly Night remake with special guest John Crinnan. So looking forward to that. We're continuing the festive frights every week leading up to the big day.
Some of our
But
London friends have seen this already, and reviews looking positive, aren't they?
for what? Sorry.
Silent Night, Deadly Night.
Oh, for Silent Night, Deadly Night. Sorry, for some reason then I got a little mildly confused. You know
You
when
got
you
a bit of
say
Bone Temple envy because they've been seeing that as well, those
yeah,
Londoners.
but you know when you say a sentence and then your brain immediately forgets what you said. That's what I did.
Yeah.
So yeah, thanks everybody for listening. If you enjoyed the show, become a patron over at patreon.com/horror hangout. Thanks to Taj Easton for our theme music. Thanks to Acast hosting the show. Please consider giving us a rating or review. 5 stars only, for God's sake. Or 0. That's the only acceptable ratings.
Well, not
Um,
zero. If you're going to do that, just don't give us a review.
yeah,
That's
don't
fine.
bother. We've already spoken about negative feedback. Give it a rest,
Yeah.
will you?
Don't be like, I mean, you can be like him in making films and experiencing your vision if you want, but don't be like him in being mean to stuff that you don't like. Just keep your stupid
Keep
opinions to
keep your
yourself.
opinions to yourself.
But if you do like you, but good opinions, check
Yeah,
them
good
out.
opinions.
Check
We
them on
want
a
to hear 'em.
podcast.
We're on Instagram, Facebook, TikTok, Threads, YouTube, horrorhangout.co.uk for all of those links in one place. And yes, there we go. Thanks again, Andy, for another highly enjoyable episode. And if you get a knife for Christmas this year, what's the first thing you're gonna do with it?
Do some practice stabs, and I hope my mom isn't shortly thereafter push down some stairs.
Put a crash mat at the bottom of the stairs.
Yes, get the apparatus out, get the crash mats out. Safety, and then no one will
Safety
grow up to be a
first.
horrible murderer.
There we go. Right.
Right.
See you next
Good
time.
night, everybody. See you for some Silent Night / Deadly Night. Bye for
See
now.
you later.